That is tough. I'll take it. Bobby, let's go wrestle a bear.
Experience the toughness of the RX series at your local Coyote dealer.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sells, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 intersection west in Vail. Dodge Performance Days are underway at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. Come on in and get big performance. Lease a new 2025 Dodge Durango GT for $439 per month for 42 months. $39.99 total due at lease signing. No security deposit required. And just announced, lease a 2024 Dodge Hornet RT for $278 per month for 24 months. Come on in for all the details at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, all during Dodge Performance Days.
Home Outlet in Gastonia offers an extensive selection of budget-friendly products for your home remodeling projects with the guaranteed lowest prices on kitchens, baths, floors, doors, and more. Choose from over 75 in-stock modern flooring styles, including luxury vinyl plank. Visit Home Outlet today and bring your vision to life at a price you can afford. Home Outlet, 1495 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at homeoutlet.com. The Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get up to $3,000 off select models of Yamaha side-by-sides. But that's not all. See the Suzuki King Quad with 0% financing for up to 36 months or $2,000 in customer cash back. And see the legendary Kawasaki Ninja bikes. And see the new Ninja Razor Pro lineup. All at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Before our very eyes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
I am the incredible man. I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Little ways to work and realized I didn't have my wallet. And the one time I forget my wallet, Terry, you know I'm going to hit something in that driver's ed car. You know I'm going to hit. The one time you don't have your wallet, you're going to hit something.
Oh yeah,
that's the one time that's going to happen to you. And then I started on the wrong way. Like I went out to like Gastonia. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not going to Gastonia, I'm going to Cherville. So it's like it's time for spring break, Terry. I need a little spring break. I need a little recharge. But what I need, Terry, is a job like yours where I just sit in solitude all day. That's what I need. I need that job. So
my solitude hasn't been too happy here lately.
Has business been good down there?
Business
has been pretty good down there. Well, welcome to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Tom Centofanti, Terry Reinhart, and Kevin Hastings. Brought to you by McDonald's of Cherryville. I hadn't had a chance to eat it yet, but I've got me a hash brown and a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin. And somewhere around here, I'm sure there's a coffee for me as well. So thank you to McDonald's of. Oh, there it is. Thank you. There it is, right there. It is, Kevin.
All right, Terry.
God.
He does not look at
All right,
nothing.
Terry. I'm okay. I'm not one to accuse anybody of anything. Okay, so we're going out on a limb here. Terry, by your observations, right? If you were going to be coaching a game, baseball game, and this guy walked out on the field, would you be concerned about his eyesight and his judgment right now after he didn't see you or the coffee sitting next to him?
I'm gonna be honest. with
Andy
you.
showed up late. The first inning's already started.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what's going on over here, Terry.
And he looks like a midget
He couldn't even see you
sitting
over.
in that chair.
He could lift the chair up a little bit.
I will
Look
tell
at him,
you,
folks. Look at us.
I will
Look
tell
at
you,
Tom.
I will tell you. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Tom's one of those people that I would not even let in behind the wheel. He almost can't see over the wheel.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I've had a long week, man, but it's okay. I mean, it got a little long last night too, but I'm just gonna say, like, public service announcement, Kevin. I know you coach, and I know you address it, that you're not a coddler, but if you think by coddling kids and ignoring their behavior is going to correct the problem, you got another thing coming, man. It's just, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's like, aren't we the adults?
Yes.
I mean, that's what I thought we were, you know.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Tom. There's times that, like in the morning, we have to keep the kids in certain areas. You know, can't let them run all over the school.
You're right. We do the same thing at Burns.
But I have a criteria. You can't come past this door. And when the kids step across it, I question, look, you're beyond where you should be. And, you know, it's like this because I told them this past week, as a matter of fact, Friday, yesterday.
Yeah.
They decided to come across, and I said, whoa, guys, back them up. I said, if I let one, then there's
Gotta let
another
them all,
one. And then there's another one. That's the next thing I know, the whole lobby here is full because we let one or two come across. Then the next one thinks I can do that. No, if you have, you know, on your criteria and you know that I'm standing there, you know how far I can come, that's it.
I'm just telling you, I don't know what happened to adulting. I think like we're all children. What happened to adulting?
And sometimes little small things turn into be great big things if you let it go.
And people don't understand. It's just like Kevin last week with the artificial noisemakers. Like if you let that go, then it escalates.
Oh yes.
You know, it's like, guys, we got rules for a reason, and I know that people are afraid to enforce the rules sometimes, but I just don't understand this adult afraid of kid. Like, what are you afraid of? It's a kid. Send them on their way. But that's just my public service announcement of the day as I sit here in my little midget chair.
Yeah.
trying to fill in for Chip. I guess Chip's down there having a good time.
Well,
Down
let's
there at the
don't quit
Masters.
talking about Chip, Tom. We're still trying to figure
Well,
out
well,
whether you're on something
Is he
today.
blind? I just think he's a blind umpire. Like, you know, he couldn't see you sitting there.
I know.
Where's Terry?
I'm
And
not
I'm right
lying.
here.
But from him.
I'm not lying. He had his head down, and all I saw was the cap. I was like, man, Dennis is here. Shit. It's like,
But you wasn't even going to
Terry's not
question,
here.
Dennis.
Terry's not even here.
Heck with Dennis.
I was
Yeah.
like, for a second, because he had the head down like that. I don't know why I thought it was. I was like, oh, crap. It's like, Terry's not here either. I'm running late. Terry's not here. Kevin's going to be in a great mood. I was like, the
No
entire
Chip.
show.
I'm in there waiting, hitting buttons and not hitting buttons. You know, Tom, I got your computer on and everything. You ready to go?
You do. You had everything ready to go today.
Well, everything but the mic you broke. I would tell you we had it fixed for some reason.
Oh,
There's
it
something with
works.
the spring. It
I
works.
I
but it don't.
told Kevin, don't worry about it. He'll never know.
Just let Tom
won't.
deal with it. Just let Tom deal with
Just
it.
let Tom deal with it. That's the motto everywhere I go to work. Let Tom deal with it. It'll be all right. Send him to a broadcast. Not sure if the internet's going to work. Tom, deal with it. We're good.
Somebody
He'll
will.
fix it. He'll fix it.
Yeah, and Tom, I'm like you because, I mean, you know, and I know everybody here lately, and Tom, you know it because it's in high school. It's everywhere that you go now. Getting umpires and umpires that will do it the right way is hard now. And I've had two guys who's been with me for a while
Well,
decided yesterday they wasn't going to be able
it's
to
like
do
a-
it. And I'm
it's
like,
like-
you're a week before time, and you telling me I cannot do it.
It's like anything else, man. I mean, you just gotta. I mean, you just gotta. You gotta show up. You got to know what you're doing, all that. But at the same time, when you add all the other stuff on, well, now you got to call balls, strike, safe out, know all the rules, and you got to deal with these jack wagons.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just, that part it could be solved by somebody else. So I mean,
besides being on us, because we are the ones who end up having to enforce it.
Correct.
Because nobody else attacks
And
it.
now I'm sitting here, trying to keep your players in line where that's your job.
Yeah.
That's your job. Do it. So I heard a story. I'm not going to say who the coach of the player was, but I know these mamas and daddies. I know the way I would have done with it. If I'm a coach and I give you advice on your swing, and then your mama and daddy tell me, don't tell my daughter how to swing the bat, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, I don't need you. Just go ahead and turn your uniform in. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I would have dealt with that 25 years ago. It's like, if I can't coach you, if you are not giving me permission to coach your child, then I'll see you later. But for some reason, we don't deal with it that way anymore. Like, I'm not
I
really
want to
sure
tell you a
why.
story. Last year,
Well,
we
real
were.
quick on that. I'm gonna say that one thing on that. That should be covered before the season or practice starts.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's right. Every parent should be talked to.
Because I would say for my daughter's sake, not for my son's, for my daughter's sake, I've taught her a lot more than a lot of the other girls on the team have. So when we go to basic and they start hitting Terry and they're starting to show her hands and feet, she gets mad and frustrated. Why are they showing me? I already know how to do this. I'm like, just let her show you. I'll talk to her later and say, hey, we've already gone over this. You don't need to show her that. I need you to tell her what to do. And that's what I've been like. He knows how to catch it. If he don't catch it, fuss at him. But don't tell him how to hold the bat. Tell him to swing the stupid bat. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's something before the season. And each kid, when I'm coaching, I'm like, hey, this is. Do you want me to help him? The kids that Terry, I guess the baseball kids, Terry, the travel ball kids, and the kids that have played before, I never say anything to them about holding the bats, swinging the bats, anything. The new kids that have never played before, they're the only ones that I show them how to hold the bat. Because the other thing that I teach, and you guys from umpires and baseball perspectives, I teach timing. Timing. Your swing, we can work on your swing as you get older and better. The new kids I'll show you how to hold it, but if you're playing travel ball and you're swinging and your dad's working and you're playing middle school ball, y'all guys handle that. I'm going to tell you to swing sooner. Watch for the curveball. Watch for this situation. That's how I'm going to teach that. So I think each one is a little bit different because the kids are different. Now, when you're in the whatever age you are, well, I guess you're talking, high school? Yeah, that probably should be happening. But my high school coach should be able to tell me what to do.
I mean, it was just, I can remember, like, if I told a kid to do something, I need you to do X, Y, or Z, and the kid just told me, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, it's fine, son. I just don't need you. Just go ahead and get your stuff. I'll see you later. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why it's not like that anymore. It's just like, even if you didn't want to take the advice on the swing, you know what I mean? You could probably, I mean, I know there's a lot. Well, he told you to do this, but don't worry about it. We're going to do it this way. You don't have to go over and above and make sure I'm going to tell you, don't coach my daughter, don't coach my son. It's like, and that seems to be, I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but it seems to be more prominent in the baseball world.
It is.
I've never actually had anybody say that, though, to be honest.
I mean, that was to me, and I know like it's different. I haven't coached in 13 years, but to me, that would be like, well, I don't need you. I mean, it's just like, if that's your attitude, because what's that tell you? It's a me attitude. It's all about me. I don't care about you. I don't care about the team. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, but we've come to this society. Well, what does the kid want? I mean, and I get that, but at the same time, adults got to adult, man. It's like this is the way I told you. If you don't want to, first step bench. Second step is just go clean out your locker. I don't need you. I mean, I don't understand why we're not like that anymore. I know that if I go to Burns and they tell me, well, Tom, we need you to do hall duty, you ain't gonna tell me how to do hall duty. You know what I would say to that person? Don't need you. Clean your desk out. See you later. I mean, I'm just really not. You don't have to be nasty about it either.
Yeah.
You don't have to be nasty. Oh, if I can't coach you, I don't need you. If you're an employee, you're not going to listen, I don't need you.
Yep.
So I don't really get what's going on today. I don't know, what is it? Social media, Terry? What is? I don't
had
get it.
two aspects that I was going to throw in there. One of them was we're talking about umpires. I had an umpire last year. Has been doing it for me for a long time, and everybody around here know him if I say his name, but I'm not.
Good, don't say it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't say
But we were in the middle of a game, and I'm on the opposite field, and all of a sudden I see him just totally go off on a coach from another area.
Yeah.
And he walks across there, and he says, I tell you what, that's a ball game. This game's over. He just stopped it. And I was like looking at him, and he come walking off, and everybody's like, no, like that to him. And he says, no, he says, I'm not going to put up with this. He says, I can be home with my wife. I can be home doing something else. I can be home doing this. I don't have to listen to that.
Yeah.
You know, and he come walking off. Well, they got him to come back. And he says, well, I'll come back. He said, but here's the deal. You're going to go in the dugout, and you're going to stay in that dugout. And if I hear you, then I'm going to call the game again. You know, so he told him, you know. So he comes back out there, and they finish the game. And this is an umpire, again, like I said, been doing it for me for 20 years. And he had enough.
Yeah.
You know, but on the other side, when me and Ray Walker is a friend of mine, but we used to have our team, me and him over at West Lincoln, you got an outside wall barrier where all the parents can get right behind your dugout, or you go inside and they can't nobody get to you. Me and Ray would make sure we was there early to get that inside one. You know, every game. That way there's no parents sitting behind you, because parents do tell their kids how to do and what to do
Where
and
to
when to
stand
do it
and all that.
and all of this.
You know where else it's bad? It's bad in basketball.
Oh, it is.
Because they're right up there on the court.
Or they right over to the side on the bottom bench yelling at their kid.
Yelling, telling the coach what to do.
So I got a quick question solution. What y'all think? You know, you talk about the administrators and everything at the fields and the gyms and wherever they need to do a better job of, you know, policing a little bit of that, because that's not you guys should be worried about what's on the field and what's going on the court. What, you know, you go to these fields, you see on every field a sign. This is a sport. These are people. These are
There's no agents here. Yeah.
But at the end
Baseball,
of the
they are,
day,
though.
there's no consequences on that sign for saying anything, period. So at what point do we start making rules in these parks? If you say anything, to an umpire, you're gone. There's no reason for a fan to be addressing an umpire. There's no reason for a fan to be addressing officials. If Johnny over here on the front row says, "Blue, you suck," or "That was outside, Blue," immediately you're gone. There's no reason to say a word to him. You got your officials there, coach. He's gone. You know it when you walk in that gate. And we can start fixing youth sports and adult sports. You're paying your tickets. There's adults, whatever. But youth sports, at some point, you got to start drawing a line on that, because it does. When the parents that get to that field just to yell at an umpire or just to, you know, whatever, not have a good time, that's not what they're there for. And I like I said, just get rid of them on that immediately. If you're not doing, you know, for the youth bar or whatever. But
I know when I was doing a game with Sumo over at West Lincoln one time, and this has been 10 years. This is before he passed away. But Sumo looked at me, and somebody behind him was cursing one of the kids, and he just stopped and turned around. He says, "Okay." He says, "I want to know who said that." Then he kind of looks around. Nobody says nothing. They all know who did it. But then he goes, "Okay, so I see that there's no really human here who's going to say I said that." You know, and about that time, the guy goes, "Well, yeah, I'm the one who said that." He goes, "Yeah, you're gone." Just like that, you know, like, I appreciate you telling me, buddy.
It was a soccer match the other day. Somebody kept on, like one of the players. So I just turned around, held up a yellow card to the girl closest to me. The girl looked at me. "Whoa, what are you doing?" I was like, "You're off." "Well, why?"
Well,
you said, but it was funny. She goes, "I didn't say nothing." I was like, "Well, either you did or somebody else. I'm just sending you off." Yeah. And the girl on the other team said, No, it was me. I'll go off." But you know what? If you don't address it, you're not going to find out who it is. Like, even if I addressed the wrong person, like if he would have turned around and said, "You're gone," and just pointed to a random person, and said it was you, somebody will tell you who it really was.
Oh, that person,
and that's how you figure
that person
it out.
that you just thrown out would have told you.
Yeah, I know.
That's
So,
what I
like,
tell you.
somebody would have told you who it actually was, and then you could deal with the problem.
But it's so funny that guy
Tom, real
just up and
quick,
said, I did it.
This is an American audience. You want to explain what a yellow card is?
Oh, a yellow card is in English, it is a caution. I wish we had them in all sports.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like this. Okay, I know this sounds ridiculous because you're a baseball person. Just like, say, like a kid, like in the middle of his at-bat. Blue, you knew that wasn't a strike. Okay, that's a yellow card. You're out of the game. Coach, I need a sub. He's going to pick up with a 0-1 count. And it's like, what? And you'd stop it.
But why do you got to
stop
give him
it.
a card and then why is it yellow? Why can't you just say you're out of here?
Because it gives you look, if you read like Federalist 51,
I'm going to say this
talks
real quick
about
before you say anything else.
it talks about
It's the most pansiest thing I've ever seen when a official.
No, it's not pansy. in Federalist
No,
51,
it's not.
this
It's like,
is a
I
great,
know what happened
This is
here.
a great analogy because
your ticket, sir.
because what he's talking about is like an absolute veto. In other words, that I can use my veto to just nuke anything. Well, if you give somebody that much power, two things are going to happen. They're going to abuse it, or they're going to be scared to use it. You see what I mean? So you have what's called a qualified veto, where it could be overridden, or you have to explain yourself. In there, it's very much like a qualified veto. You show the card, you explain to the coach why you gave the card, but now you can send the player off who may re-enter the game. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you can do that, like if you could do that in all
Why is there a
sports-
physical card?
Okay, I see what you're saying. But you're missing the point entirely, Kevin.
No, I understand there's
Yeah.
a penalty, but I understand. But why is there
But
That's
a?
soccer,
not
man.
only is there a
It's
penalty.
soccer.
Is it like a penalty flag in football? Is this what I'm doing here?
Yeah,
Almost.
sort of.
Yes.
Sort of.
But it's just.
But see,
Yeah.
you got a yellow card and you got a red card, and
They
I
have
mean,
them in volleyball too.
That's
They
what
have
I'm
them in
saying.
volleyball. See, but if you can
So
do
stupid.
that now, it's tangible. It's a halfway step, and I guarantee you, if you could send a kid out of his at bat, if he turns around and says that wasn't a strike, okay, you're out. Give me a sub. You can
he'll change.
re-enter.
Yeah, he'll
you
change.
can re-enter, but you're out. You lose your at bat.
Tom,
What?
my man right here plays the reverse card on the ref when he gives him the yellow. Watch him. Uno, reverse.
God. You're done. You're done.
I'd have been like,
You're done.
Kev, you're gone.
Oh, you know what I'd say? You know what I'd say? That was a good one. You're done.
Yep, real quick.
It's so stupid. All right.
It's not that it's tangible. Everybody knows you have to explain yourself.
That's the
It's a
worst part.
step.
It's the worst part
Right,
to me.
you have to
I don't
explain.
never. I
Right.
understand if the coach comes to you, me explaining to him why I did it. But when everybody else and you're trying to explain to I'm not explaining to everybody. Your coach come to me and I'll tell him why.
But it,
the
but it-
heck with
but
everybody
it
else.
forces it gives you a step, but it forces you as the official not to abuse it because you have to explain
Yes.
why you gave it.
Yes.
And if you can't explain why you gave it, then you really can't give it.
Yeah. I agree. I
So
agree.
that's what I like about that, as opposed to what's baseball, son. You argue balls and strikes again, and you're out of the game. And what don't we want to do as officials? We don't want to throw players out of the game, or you have officials like, I just want to throw everybody out of the game,
Yeah, they
and I
are
don't have
some
to
like
explain
that.
myself and da 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 da. I can just throw everybody out of the game. So I know it looks like a little sissy thing to Kevin, but it's really. But it's. I wish we had it in every sport.
It looks It looks so
Now-
It looks so British. Like, hello, here's your
It is.
card.
Yeah. Well, you always brag about being British all the time.
Yeah.
Here's your card.
But it's kind of like in football where you throw a flag and you tell a kid that's your first unsportsmanlike. If you get another one, you're out of the game. And then they get the 15-yard penalty too. See, there's in between.
I just want a
steps.
different method of delivering the penalty.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're.
Can I do
but-
that? Can we do that? That's just all I'm asking.
But that's what makes that's what makes baseball hard, Terry. Is there's
is.
not a lot of in between. You know, I'm not going for the throat, but I've got to put it up. Besides, that's your warning. You know what I mean? There's like a consequence whereas the consequence is warning, gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's just not in football and in basketball, technical foul. That's your first one. Here's a free throws. You get another one, you're gone. See, a lot of other sports have that in between before you give them the death penalty. And that's why you can give a technical in basketball. Boop. Okay, 2 shots, no big deal.
Yeah.
Your player's been warned. You get another one, he's out of the game.
We had our county championship in basketball, and it's at Northbrook. Don't get me wrong, it's a small gym. But, I mean, you know, for what we're doing, kindergarten, first grade, second and third graders, come on, get real. But I end up having people, Terry, how many coaches they got? Because all of a sudden, a couple parents are over there standing behind them. And I walked over and I said, look, either y'all going to have to go back over there in the stands or you're going to go out that door. Them 2 guys step out the door.
Yeah.
But they not far behind them, only maybe 7 or 8 feet behind them at the door. Yeah. You know, so they still, and I'm like, my Lord. And then I had it happen again. I finally had to go to them and say, look, y'all got to go back on the other side.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, I'm loving my breakfast. I've already had my egg and cheese biscuit.
Well, Tom got here late.
I didn't get my strawberry smoothie.
I wasn't late. I was on time.
Oh. I don't know about all that.
What time does the show start?
Well, he's already ready to go. Poor old Kevin.
Listen to David Letterman over here.
That's what I was like.
No lights have to be flipped by Tom. No mouse. No computer set up. No buttons pushed.
He's over here fixing your mic. He's over here doing everything.
He thinks the intro music is his walk-in music, Terry. Terry,
Kevin
Tom,
looked
it is
at
not
me,
your walk-in music.
And
You're
I
not
said,
Ric Flair.
Kevin, just let it go. He'll never know the difference.
He's not. He thinks he's Ric Flair over here. It's not the walk-in music. That's not what that is. All right. What are you going to have for breakfast, Tom? In a minute, I see a hash brown over there. Terry, what about you?
I've already told our studio audience that I will have a hash brown and a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin, and I've already put my coffee in my Yeti, so I will enjoy that when we get a commercial break.
And I do want to thank Cheryl.
I do throw it away every week.
Yeah.
One time I didn't.
I do want to thank McDonald's of Cherryville for doing this for us and listening to us because it's a great thing. I had a hash brown and I got a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin that I'm eating on right now.
So, Tom, you said you've left the trash one time, but you've left your Yeti like 7 times.
That's not trash.
So no. What I'm saying is that if you're a betting man, there's better odds that Yeti's getting left here today than that coffee cup.
Correct. That is correct.
JP, what are you having for breakfast in there?
I believe I got a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
Oh, we didn't hear him at all.
Nobody heard
there is a.
Y'all hear me now?
We still cannot hear you, JP.
For some reason, we're not. It's hitting on the thing. I don't know why we're not hearing him. And maybe one of those things where JP just can't hear him today. So that's probably a good thing.
Probably
all right. So we heard him a while ago. I thought we did. So I don't know what changed from that. But anyway, we are enjoying our McDonald's breakfast. We've got giveaways today. NASCAR giveaways today. I've got 4 tickets to tonight's Xfinity race. Today's Xfinity race. Starts at I think it's at 4:00 today. Is the actual green flag? Let me get down to that. Make sure coverage starts here on KTC Broadcasting at 3. I do know that. We do have coverage of that. U.S. Marine Corps, Martinsville, Darlington. Give me the weekend schedule here, guys. All right, Xfinity qualifying is at 11 a.m. The race, 3:30. So you got plenty of time. I got 4 tickets for the race. If you want to go to it right now, call JP. Tell second caller to call JP and say I'm loving it. Our McDonald's breakfast. Don't forget Chip is enjoying breakfast. Some McDonald's breakfast somewhere this morning. Second caller during the break, as soon as I go to commercial, say ktcbroadcasting.com. Second caller in to say I'm loving it. You win 4 Xfinity Series race tickets today in Darlington. Got 4 tickets for Darlington's Xfinity Series race today. Call in. Second caller to call in and tell JP I'm loving it. As soon as I go to break and you start hearing commercials here, we'll be right back. KTCBroadcasting.com.
20 ribeyes for $39. The Backyard Butchers are here right now with 20 ribeye steaks for only $39. That's less than $2 a steak. Just look for the big white truck in the parking lot at Tractor Supply on 74 in Gastonia. 20 ribeyes for $39. Just look for the big white truck right now in the parking lot at Tractor Supply on 74 in Gastonia. And for a limited time, get 2 pounds of crab legs for $39. Go to backyardbutchers.com for more info. Backyardbutchers.com. Cash, credit, debit, EBT accepted.
Hey, look, it's Gary Dellinger with Dellinger Electric. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, Calvin, just stopped by to see how the new jingle was coming along.
Well, as a matter of fact, we just finished it up. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go.
When it comes to your wiring, you don't want to monkey around. Call Dellinger Electric. They're the best electricians in town.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even give her phone number. And monkey around?
704-435-0705. They're the best electricians in town.
I don't have to pay for that, do I?
You guys having a party too?
Yeah, just having some friends over for the game. Is that safe?
More plugs, more power.
You're all ready for the game. 4 new outlets, all with USB, and the projector's hooked up to a new dedicated line.
Oh, heck no.
What happened to the game? He likes to do it all himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's Bob Malarkey.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Yeah. What's up, Doc? It's the Bunny with the Money, back again this year. You could be the winner of a $1,000 shopping spree at one of our local merchants. Register today at Kimbrell's Furniture on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Hillbilly's Barbecue on South Main Street in Lowell, at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, at the Captain's Cap on Linwood Road in Gastonia, at Alley's Cafe, Highway 180 North in Shelby, at Carpet One Interiors on East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia, at Eric Johnson Auto Sales on the Tryon Courthouse Road in Cherryville, at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, and at Norris Merchandise on Highway 18 south of Shelby. The drawing will be held Friday, April 18th, so be sure to register for this year's Bunny with the Money.
Summertime driving fun starts at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop in Kings Mountain. Take a look at a 2016 Acura MCX all-wheel drive, priced at $13,995. Also a 2012 Honda Odyssey EX, priced at just $99.95. And scoot around town in a 2013 Scion XD, only $69.95. Check them all out and more at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road in Kings Mountain, online at oakgroveauto.com. It's the 28th Annual Foothills Merry-Go-Round Festival, Saturday, April 26th from 11 to 8, Sunday, April 27th from 1 till 8, all at the Shelby City Park. Thrill rides, kiddie rides, fun games, inflatables, and more, plus Captain Jim's Magic Show and Circus Stella. And there will be special entertainment and characters including Spider-Man, Batman, and Captain America. Armbands will be $10 each day per person. Includes all amusement rides and entertainment. For more information, go to cityofshelby.com/parks or call 704-484-6821.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I know they can't hear me, so I'm just gonna.
Now we figured out how to hear you.
Oh, okay.
We just didn't want to, apparently.
We got a scab on the board.
We didn't want to, apparently.
We got a scab.
No phone calls yet, so.
All right, so didn't give the phone number, 704-435-2845, 704-435-2845. If you want Xfinity Series tickets, call JP, tell you I'm loving it. And you can get Xfinity Series tickets today in Darlington Day. Stay tuned. We're going to talk a little NASCAR right now. First, Tom, I want you to show the folks at home your wallet.
This is funny. Go ahead, Tom.
This guy's been on me since I walked in the door.
I don't blame you.
Just show the camera how.
Terry, you're the worst employee.
Look at that.
Now turn it so the folks at home can see the three-dimensional, the size of this thing.
All you have to do is look at it.
Wait a minute. For comparison, folks, close it back up, Tom. This is a coffee cup. They are roughly the same.
Look.
Almost, he can't fit.
His is about as big as mine.
No, there's no way.
Almost...
There's no way. That's not even close.
Yeah, Terry, let me see it.
That's what I'm saying. Look, there's no way that's close. Yeah,
it's almost the same size.
No, there's no way. That's not
Mine's
even
the
close.
of all y'all combined.
Look at that. And mine's almost short side 9.
I
Not
got
even
5 cards and some cash in mine. You guys have, I don't even know what is in.
So Terry, tell this man that important people have big wallets.
Yes,
I guess.
Just for that, so I've got this for you. So Tom did
Tom's
this.
is
See,
bigger
Seinfeld
than
the other
mine
day,
because
but
he's still doing high school ball.
it reminded me of this. the most one of the most famous episodes of Seinfeld, George and his wallet.
You got a skull for your brain, a plastic sleeve for your comb, and a wallet for your money.
Look at this thing.
Tom.
Look, it's exactly the same thing.
I got a feeling that Tom's bigger than that.
Look,
I need everything in there.
Terry, look at this.
More cow here than here.
Double cheeseburger. Tom, hold your biscuit up. Tom's wallet's bigger than his biscuit.
Here.
I need everything in there.
Irish money.
I might go there.
Show this card at any participating Orlando area Exxon station to get your free Save the Tiger poster.
Just give me that. Give me some of those sweet and lows. You got a
That whole
skull for your
episode,
brain?
Tom. For half the episode about him and that wallet.
Well, I will say there was a guy. I went on one of my
and a wallet.
Okay, same thing. Go ahead.
One of my little history trips. The guy was from he was from Colorado, but he grew up in California, and he was different. he goes, I put it on there. He goes, hey man, what the F is that? I'm like, it's my wallet. He goes, oh my God. So he came up and took a picture of it. And he was one, he never like texted. He always voiced to texted. Didn't matter if anybody was in the room or not. Like he just voiced to texted. So he's got his phone goes. So he takes a picture and says it, hey man, look at this guy's effing wallet. And I was like, he was actually very cool, but he was just different. He was just a different cat, man.
Oh,
He's a
God.
different cat.
I got a kid on our team. He sounds like he's from Brooklyn. Talks like yeah from Sandlot. That's
Oh,
what I want
does
to
he?
call him. He's yeah. All right, Tom.
I would
Hey,
tell
look,
you.
Terry.
I do want to say this.
Look at this. Terry, real quick.
Okay.
One more.
My back is killing me.
Of course, because of that wallet. You got a filing cabinet under half of your ass.
This is an organizer, a secretary, and a friend.
Look at you. You're on a slant.
Pick up on napkins. Yeah, fine.
You don't umpire with that thing in your back pocket, dude. Tom, and your strike zone's a little crooked.
I have a plan. My wallet goes in my jacket pocket in the winter, and in the summer when I wear my cargo shorts, I have a cargo pocket for it. So
I would like to put all bets out to Burns High School. Any kids who have lost credit cards, Tom might have it at this time.
Terry just dated himself there. These kids don't have credit cards. What do they have, Kevin?
They probably got Cash App or something like that.
They don't even have cards anymore, man.
You know.
All right, NASCAR. Let's go.
Well, he wants us off of him.
If you want Xfinity tickets, call JP right now. Telling him you're loving it. He'll give you Xfinity tickets. We need your email address for today's race in Darlington. Got extra Xfinity race tickets today in Darlington. Just call JP, telling him that you're loving it. Say, I'm loving it, JP, and he'll give you some tickets. All right, this past weekend up in Martinsville, fun little track to go to. I was there myself to see Denny Hamlin win, and got to hear a lot of boos, a lot of cheers, and all that other stuff. Terry, did you get to watch much of it, or was you too busy, or how'd that go? Hamlin first, Bell, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Chastain, Priest, Logano, Briscoe, and Gilliland were your top 10 in Martinsville. So Hamlin wins his 55th race of his career. He said his goal was to get to 60, and it's going to be tough winning 1 or 2 a year like that. Getting that for I don't know how long he's planning on staying racing full time. But Hamlin now is 11th all time wins. Terry, tying Rusty Wallace, passing Lee Petty. I didn't know he was that high up on the wins list. I thought he was like in a lot lower, to be honest. And I saw that 55 or so. I was like, good grief. I really, to be honest, I didn't know. I mean, Kyle Busch is at 63, Terry.
Yeah, I know.
Harvick's in between them right now at 60. He's 10th all time. So if you're for Earnhardt fans, won't know, he's 8th right now with Kyle Busch 9th, Harvick 10th, and Denny Hamlin 11th. Keselowski is your next closest, and Logano is 36 out of 24th place.
Yeah, I did not like the race.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch never could get up there to the front. That's kind of teeing me
he's
off.
He's really not a NASCAR fan.
I am a NASCAR fan.
But
I
am Kyle
right
Busch
now.
fan.
I'm starting to get really mad at our owners and all this good stuff.
You're starting to
Kyle Busch
learn,
restarting to learn to me to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. Come on, let's get up there and be able to run with the ones at the front. I mean, I don't like this where I'm watching a race and my driver's like, and he's won races, but now he's like 15th, the 20th, the 25th, almost like Jimmy Johnson was at the end.
Yep.
You know, and you start like, what are we doing here?
Yep.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, Kyle Busch is a better driver than this.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the stuff so he can run at the front.
Mm-hmm.
If not, you know, Kyle, I hate to say go ahead and retire, but if you don't have the stuff, or I'd be switching and wanting to go somewhere else, I'd be doing something.
There are rumors of him moving and switching. Your all-time wins NASCAR history, of course, Petty 200, Pearson 105.
No, Kyle Busch first.
Gordon 93, Bobby Allison 85, Waltrip 84, Jimmy Johnson and Cale Yarborough 83, Earnhardt 76, Kyle Busch 63, Harvick 60, Hamlin at 50.
It's hard to wrap your mind around. Darrell Waltrip had more wins than Dale Earnhardt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? It's when you say that out loud. I think people forgot how good Darrell Waltrip was.
Can I ask you something, though? As you go back, and now, don't get me wrong, I respect all them guys. But as you was growing up, they were guys I just absolutely hated. Darrell Waltrip was one of them.
Because he was kind of a whiner.
Yeah.
You know,
Jeff Gordon was another one.
Listen to the two names he just said.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Listen to the two names he just said.
Darrell
Waltrip and Jeff Gordon. Who is Dale Earnhardt's two main competitors in his career?
Yeah, that's true.
Darrell Waltrip and Jeff Gordon. Wait a minute. Not only that, Jeff Gordon and Darrell Waltrip both have more wins than Dale Earnhardt Sr. Also, I was going to say, what you're learning, Tom, when he says it wasn't a good race because Kyle Busch didn't go good, that's how NASCAR fans view it. If your driver doesn't do well, the race is. I'm telling you,
that's why you go to a race. I didn't go down there to watch him finish 15th.
I did correct when Jimmy was racing, and like Terry has been, like in general, he's got a chance to win if he's on the track and he's got a decent car. And you watch the race, hoping your driver. If something bad happens, it's racing. You know it doesn't win, but if everything breaks right, he should be in competition for the win. Right now, Terry's having problems with that, obviously, because that's where when these older drivers get to a certain point. I personally think NASCAR pushes them out at a certain point. That's my, conspiracy theory. They did hire a president or something to operate daily activities, so the Francis aren't supposed to be operating. I don't know how
that's gonna work.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, back to Martinsville, Terry. That you didn't like. Yeah, it was a good race. I had fun up there. I don't know if you haven't been up there. Small track. It's not like Charlotte.
No.
It is. You can walk from one end of the track to the other very easily. It's not that hard at all. You can see the whole track from everywhere.
Get you some hot dogs?
No. Well, I'm gonna talk about that. No, I did not.
I don't understand that. I had somebody last week while we were watching the race, and he goes, "You ever been to Martinsville?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And he says, "You ever got them hot dogs?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Do you like those?" I said, "Yeah." I said, the red weenies?
Oh, I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're awful.
I'm sorry. They're the greatest thing on earth.
You would.
Yeah, they
You
are.
would, you
My
would.
grandma
You-
had those
oh,
when we were growing up.
Oh, my gosh.
I couldn't wait to get to grandma's to have one of them red
I'm
weenies.
glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up.
What?
That is the most awful thing
No, they're not.
of all time. Tom, do you eat red weenies?
I can't say that I have, but I'm not a hot dog connoisseur. If like somebody says there's hot dogs, I just eat.
So do you, off the top of your head, you don't know if you've ever eaten a red hot dog wiener?
It seems like I have.
I think it's more like so some people, I have a vision problem, and I don't think they taste the same anyway. And that's all I've heard about. Terry, you was talking about that. And so
my grandma had those every time I went to her house.
So at Martinsville, it's parking. You're pretty much parking in someone's yard.
Yeah.
There is no like. Okay, there's two big lots of grass. Okay, I will say that there's two fields basically, and I like where you can pull. I wish I could have one of the RV tickets where you pull up to the back,
all the way
back part on the RV. That would be cool. But if not, you're parking in somebody's yard and everything, and I get up there and I had some cash on me and my card, and I went in the store. And I ended up having to make two purchases for the second one. I just give them some cash, right? Not thinking I needed cash for parking like a dodo. And then I ended up being it was $25 to get in. I talked my way in with $23. I showed the woman my wallet. I was like, look, I am so honest. I don't have Tom Stefani's wallet here. I got two tens. I got 2 10s and 3 1s. I'll dig for quarters if you need it. She's like, you're okay, baby. But you can grab a golf cart ride. Somebody will take you up there. But yeah, Terry. So I go over to the holler section. You know, the fan zone where they got the music and the games. They had a real good fan zone for kids at this one. I don't necessarily remember Charlotte's off the top of my head how it was, but this kids' one's was kind of nice. But the hot dogs. So I'm in line looking for a drink, looking for something to eat, and I see the signs and these folks next to me eating corn dogs. I'm like, hey, I want a corn dog. I look at the sign, $8 for a corn dog. I'm like, good God, well, how much are the Martinsville hot dogs? And then next one was a sign, 4 for $10.
See?
Well, it says they're out. What would they change the hot dogs?
Huh? No.
Iconic Jesse Jones hot dogs out at Martinsville Speedway.
Replaced by whatever. They were red. They look just like that.
Okay.
Whatever that is, they're red hot dogs. And so I'm sitting there looking. I'm sitting there looking. And I was like, so you get a bag of hot dogs, you like 4 of them for the same price as one corn dog, basically. And you're just looking at it. And I'm like, oh, that ain't bad. So I'll get up in line, Tom, and they've got a bucket there of just probably 100 or 200 of them red weenies already cooked in there. And I was like, that's disgusting. So no, I did not get a bag of red weenie hot dogs.
That's exactly what my grandma had. The Jesse Jones. They are fantastic.
If they were made like city lunch hot dogs, I would have probably got the bag of them. But I'd have got the 4 for $10. But
it's funny you would say that. Like if you go to West Lincoln, I will say that, Terry. Like if they let you in the box, they treat you very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So once they let you in the box, you go in there, and there's a table. Like if you just sit down, sit down like you're getting all your stuff ready to do the broadcast. Hey, we got city lunch hot dogs right over there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like and then like if you say, okay, I'm gonna get one in a second, somebody else to come by. Hey, we got city lunch hot
That's
dogs.
it.
Right I was like, in West Lincoln, a city lunch hot dog is like a red letter day.
It
if
is.
you get a city lunch hot dog. They love this is city lunch hot dog.
all right, so there you go, Tom. There's your bucket of wieners.
They do like aesthetically. I guess, yeah, I'm with you. I won't say why, but I just no. I won't say why.
I'm glad you won't. But I'm just saying, like,
but it's just like I don't think I can eat that.
No, I couldn't. So I didn't, Terry. I don't even think I got anything to eat, to be honest. After I saw that,
You know what they ought to do? You know what they ought to do with these tracks? I know they don't have.
I didn't. I had a turkey sandwich I packed. I said I'll just survive off that one.
They don't have the. I know they don't have the rights. I know they won't have the rights, but they just need to do like some Hunt Brothers pizza, some cheap stuff. You know what I mean? That's pretty good. Just make, you could probably sell that for like $4 or $5 a slice. What the problem I have with these tracks is like, I got one kid. She's an engineer, moved out. What, like people like Kevin that got 3 kids? You try to take your 3 kids to have a good time, and you got to spend $50 to get them hot dogs. That's to me, that's beyond stupid. I mean, it's just like, why don't we consider people who have children and want to take them to a game?
Tom, I saw something this morning, and I can't remember what it was. It was on TV, but they're having free concessions.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to bring that up in a little bit.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about it. So real quick. So Tom, what you're right, what you're talking about there, is and that's what I called my wife about. So we're at the Cookout 400, right?
Yeah.
There's no cookout booths. Okay, so I'm looking at the. Remember how much I said a corn dog was?
$8.
So Ross, you just said right. If I want to take me and my 2 children for 1 corn dog each, no, not counting drinks or anything else, it's $8 or $24 plus tax for 3 corn dogs. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna eat my turkey sandwich. I left the track, and you know where I went? Cookout. And at the actual cookout, I got a double cheeseburger, a corn dog, and some hush puppies, and a shake for $11. So it's either the $8 corn dog down the track at the Cookout 400, or wait an hour and eat for $11 like a king at the cookout.
I mean, you see a man with 3 kids, and the corn dog's $8. Automatically, it should be okay for the kid. It's $4.
It should be.
You know what I mean? I just don't understand.
Or less, because the kid's probably not going to eat all that corn dog.
Everybody talks about, well, we need people to have kids in America. Well, if you want people to have kids in America, how about doing some things that encourage people to have kids? Like if I take my kids to a football game. Okay, if my kid is 12, why are they paying the $8 like everybody else? Why isn't it $4? You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you have a 6-year-old kid, I could see, okay, we still got to pay refs and everything, $2 for the 6-year-old kid. You know what I mean? $1, something nominal. Okay, I'm fine with that. I just don't understand the way we just rip off families and then turn around and say, oh, we need our families to be bigger. It's like, well, help them out. And I did shut one of my friends was complaining about the insurance at work, Terry. You know, when you put your kids on it, like you put 1 kid on, your insurance goes up.
Yep.
And if you put 2 kids on, it goes up again. But if you put 5 kids on, it's the same as 2. Well, one of my coworkers was complaining about that. And I'm like, dude, you got 1 kid. He's got 4. Shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just shut up. You're going to be able to retire earlier, you know, and let's say this guy has like a fleet of cars. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you're spending money on cars. He's spending money on his kids. Why don't you shut up? You know what I mean? I don't get it. I think that's the best policy in the world. You know, if somebody's got 4 or 5 kids, what are you going to do? Charge him $2,000 a month for insurance?
Yeah.
And he's a teacher. I mean, come on, let's help the people out with kids. All I'm saying. What do you got here?
I ain't got it up yet. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were getting ready to go to a video there.
Well, I'm going to show you something.
But I'm just saying, have a little mercy. I mean, just everything's gotten so crazy expensive. Just help the people out with. I actually, you know, my wife, she's worried about, you know, she listens. It's the worst thing about being retired is you listen to too much TV. So, there's going to be a toothpaste shortage. So she's like, should I go out and buy 3 tubes of toothpaste? I was like, Jackie, there's 2 of us in this house. Yeah. There's people with 5 kids. What are we going to do with 5 tubes of toothpaste? Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Just kind of like think about other people every now and then. And she did. She went. She said, "Oh, okay."
And that's all people have to do.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're gonna have a short on
just for a
toilet
minute.
paper.
Yeah, toilet paper,
towels.
whatever, and they go by.
And all of a sudden there's none in there.
Then a guy with 5 kids.
All right, so
why are you putting my face on this?
Because I can't. I'm not going to show a kid's face on there. That. Thank you, sir. Protecting innocent children with Tom's beautiful face. Is that a good excuse now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is at the Martinsville race, guys. This is the corn dog stand where you can buy those $8 corn dogs and those $8 lemonades. Right under the guest Wi-Fi network, Terry, with 40 race cars 100 yards away, is a child who's about my son's age, 12 years old, sitting there on his laptop playing his games. There is a race cars, 100 miles per hour driving by, 40 of them all day long. And this kid's sitting here on his computer. He could go. He's not like not in the stadium. He can walk 10 feet away, go through where everybody's standing, and look at race cars drive right by, and he's on a video game.
Maybe his parents made him go, and he really didn't want to go to this. And he had other things
Who
to
cares?
do.
They're race cars. You're a little boy. what are
Go
you talking
spend.
about?
Look, go spend
Vroom,
time.
vroom.
Go spend time with your family if you do nothing else.
You know.
I mean, it's just kind of like
This is a young kid.
They're working, and instead of like just enjoy, there's a rate like
This is not what I wanted to do today.
there is a.
That's how young
but
kids
there's
are.
race cars. That's what I'm saying. How are you not
They
like
don't
enthralled?
care.
There's a car. That's
If
awesome.
that's not what's in my
Zoom,
vocabulary for me to be educated today, I'm not going to do that.
This one blew my mind. I'm like, there are people will die. People call in this radio show to get tickets to this thing, and
Kevin, I'll go ahead and tell you, it got so bad, especially
these kids are on the computer.
amongst my freshmen, is like when I would do my little, because I do my little drill sheets, like I go over something and I do a drill, and I used to say, okay, the easy way is this: I'm gonna load it up on y'all's computer and y'all just do it, and then I go around and 5 of them are on computer games. So you know what I've had to do, Kevin? I've had to completely just shut down the computer and say, y'all come get this paper. And one of my kids like, you're killing a lot of trees. I'm like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have to kill trees because we could make this easier, but you choose to make it harder. You know what I mean? Because I come around here, man, get off the game, get off this, get off that, because they make these algorithms, they figure out which games you like, and then they get you addicted to the games, and then you can't get off of them. So I've got to adjust and say, okay, we're just going to go paper copies today. And I hope they don't look at my paper copy count because they'll probably send me a bill. But every little thing I do now in one particular class, I have to print it up and say, put your computers away.
A standard pine tree produces 10,000 sheets of paper. Tom, go plant you one.
I will.
And then
Is that what they make it out of, Kevin? Pine?
A single standard pine tree, 45 tall, I guess. Here's more detailed breakdown. Paper production, I don't know.
Well, Tom's going to have to plant some pine trees, but I'm just telling you, man, it's just...
Surely you haven't printed more than 10,000 sheets.
I don't know, Kevin.
Close.
I'm printing a lot of sheets.
We'll print 2.
Oh, God.
Plant 2 pine trees. Put it on your bill.
Well, you're trying to go so fast. You know what I mean? You're trying to go so fast and get everything covered. It's a pain. But
Well, I did have a good time on Martinsville other than the red hot dogs. Good
for you. Good for you, Kevin, for taking your kids and spending time with your kids.
I went by myself.
Oh, you said you had your kids there.
No, I said there were
The
kids
poor old
there.
kids didn't even
Poor
get
old kids didn't get to go. You didn't
Kids-
take your own kids.
Kids decided to do something else.
Oh, they did something with their mom. Papa. Okay. So they went with Calvin or with Amy's. Okay, they went with Calvin. Okay. What did Calvin take him to, a remote? Calvin probably took him to a remote.
Hey, they free food there.
Yeah, there is free food.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, when you tell them you can go to a baseball game and eat ice cream with mom and pop and not ever get in trouble for ever do anything wrong, or you can ride 3 hours to the NASCAR race with Dad. What do you want to do?
I believe I'll take this opposite.
They never choose Dad, Tom.
Yeah.
I understand
They
every bit
never
of that.
choose Dad.
And poor old Amy has to sit at home by herself.
She didn't have to. She chose to.
She probably enjoyed the piece.
Yeah.
She was keeping the little one.
Correct.
I'm sure she had to keep
No.
the little
Yeah.
Oh, no? Okay.
Send that one off. It's nap time, Tom.
My God, I was getting ready to say, I don't know exactly what it was, nap time.
Yeah, but I just tip my cap. All parents out there who have 3 and 4 and 5 kids, man, I just salute you. That's so much work.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's so much sacrifice. And you can't buy like all the stupid things that, dinks buy. You know what a dink is?
Mm-hmm.
Dual income, no kids. All the dinks out there buying all their Mercedes and all that, and all the parents out there who use that money for their children. Like I tip my cap to anybody who has those children. I pull for you.
Well, look at it on the bright side. It saved Kevin a lot of money too.
Mm-hmm.
Dad took care of the kids.
$3
He didn't
is
have to buy.
$25, right?
You know.
I think Calvin enjoys that. I think Calvin would probably pay Kevin to take the kids. As grandparents do that. Grandparents love kids.
It's saved on corn dog money, Tom.
It does.
Let's see. Let's see. Get some more NASCAR. JP, I know we got a break. We're going to take a bunch of small breaks here in a minute.
We were on Bussin' with the Boys. They asked me if I ever my pants while I was in the race car. And I was like, no, I've never done that, thankfully. And I said, I think the reason why that's never happened to me is because if you can work a fart around your poo, does that make sense? And like relieve some pressure, it buys you a little time. Some people can't do that, and they just poop in their pants. And I don't. I get home. We had that conversation at like the 30-minute mark of a 3-hour podcast. I got up from the podcast, and I was like, we talked about more than I thought we would.
Wow.
Tom, did you know that happened?
No.
You didn't know they were messing their pants?
I'm sure they have. I mean, I'm sure. I would say the other one. I'm sure they would like go pee because 500 miles. I mean, that's a long time.
It is.
And you can't. It's like
especially when
you can't purposely dehydrate yourself in that race car because
think of Charlotte at the 600
because it's got to be hot inside that inside the I would call it a cockpit inside the race car. It's got to be hot. I mean, you're gonna dry out anyway. You can't sit there. Well, I'm not gonna drink for 12 hours, so I don't have to pee during the race.
All right, big controversy in the Xfinity race last week, Terry. What do you think about that? All the wrecking. Do you have no problems with it?
No.
None
whatsoever.
Is that number 8?
This is the Xfinity Series.
Sammy Smith did it, maybe even a little bit cleaner, moved him up the racetrack, and potentially is going to clear him off for turn 4. They're side by side to turn 1.
So, Tom, they go pretty good here, then this chaos starts.
3 of the last 6 races at Martinsville have had a last lap pass. 54 in charge. Sammy Smith is there. Justin Allgaier is there.
Boom! He punched the leader. And then he's gone. 2's gone. Here comes
Austin Hill out of nowhere. It's going to win in Martinsville.
That's Martinsville, though. That's short track.
Well, how can that happen, Tom? Number 8, whoever's driving that car, shouldn't they daggum ban him now? I mean, you can't do that.
Smith is there. Justin Allgaier
He tap him.
He knocked him out of the way.
Well, then he got knocked out of the way, too.
Yeah, but Ty Dillon did that, and they daggum crashed him.
I think he got, I don't know. I'm sure some of our listeners know the exact fines and penalties. That he did get fined and penalized for that move, but there was a lot of...
you cannot race on racetracks no more.
There was a lot of controversy about that this week, actually, about exactly... the racing, the Xfinity race. A lot of people were mad about it. Said it was a travesty. I know, Terry, you thought the same thing about it, or you just said you didn't have a problem with it?
No, I didn't have a problem with it.
All right.
It's short track racing. It's
as long as that guy is
it's Martinsville, it's Bristol. I mean, that's going to happen.
All right. How about a 1997 April Fool's article joke? I've heard from the folks at Beckett, and the following is nothing but an April Fool's joke that they printed, but here it is. The rumor was Michael Jordan is going to start a Winston Cup team. In the current issue of Beckett, this is 97, it says that Jordan plans to become the owner of a race team. Sponsorship will reportedly come from Jordan's endorsements, Gatorade, Hanes, McDonald's, Nike, and Warner Brothers. He plans to release another half-animated movie tentatively entitled Traffic Jam instead of Space Jam. But it says his car will be able to change paint jobs during a race, much like a revolving billboard. So how about a joke about Jordan owning a NASCAR team as an April Fool's joke in Beckett Sports Magazine before, obviously, and then now.
Guess what? He did.
He did it.
That's right.
All right, let's see. Any other news thoughts on Martinsville, Terry?
No.
No? All right.
I'm ready for Talladega. New car schemes today.
Well, Darlington is this week.
I mean Darlington. That's what I'm saying. I'm ready for Talladega, too. It's coming up. I think Bristol, then Talladega. I like these racing. Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol, Talladega. I love every one of them. The only thing I like about Martinsville and some of those is you get a leader and he'll be out front for a long time.
I was at last fall's Darlington race. Not sure if I'm going to make it to tomorrow's or not, weather depending, but maybe. It is. It was a good race in the fall. I'll say that. So I wouldn't. I would recommend the Darlington race. It's tomorrow at 3:00. Today's race is at 3:30. Both of those are on KTC broadcast. We've got the Final Four tonight. Auburn and Florida, 4:00. Duke and Houston at 7:30. Tomorrow we'll have Braves baseball returns and NASCAR racing, and then championship game is Monday night at 7. We're going to talk about that this weekend schedule. Go ahead, Terry.
I want to mention something. We mentioned last week at all the champions and different tournaments that everybody goes to in college. And then when I look back this week, I remember that the Crown tournament is going on. Everybody know what the Crown tournament is?
It's
okay,
like
you get
NIT.
so much money. It's a NIL money that you get. If you win it, you get $300,000 towards your NIL deals.
Okay.
If you finish second, you get $100,000. If you finish the runner-ups and the semifinals, you get $50,000. What are we coming to, y'all? Because I'm going to end up getting more people. They were more people. I mean, Chattanooga ends up winning the NIT tournament, but nobody wanted to go to it because of all these other teams like Nebraska, Villanova, UCF, and all of them. Boise State are playing in the championship of this Crown tournament. But these are higher seeds to me than what won the NIT tournament. And now they're going to that to get money. So I'm looking at this thing even more next year. If they do great this year, this Crown tournament's going to have more teams in it than the NIT tournament. And what is the NIT starting to become? Nothing. We just got with the CBI. Illinois State won that one, you know.
Yeah, they'll do away with it.
And plus, when you used to go to the NIT, you finish it in Madison Square Garden. We finished this tournament in that Hinkle Stadium, where it's Butler Stadium, is where it was finished.
Indiana?
Yes, that's where the championship was played. And I'm like, why all of a sudden is the NIT losing credibility to me by going from New York to Butler Stadium?
I know what Kevin's going to say. Write a bigger check.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't like the
All right,
all
we'll
of a sudden you're playing for money.
We'll talk about that in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
The grandstands rise to their feet. Green is in the air. Taylor Gray off and running.
Heads to South Carolina.
Tunnel off turn number 4. One car goes for a spin off the corner.
For a Saturday afternoon clash at the track too tough to tame.
Here comes Allgaier to the checkered flag.
It's the Sport Clips Haircuts VFW Help a Hero 200.
Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
There's a lot to be excited about in 2025. And for your Atlanta Braves, it's all about a fresh start.
1-2, he hits one well. Deep left field. Gonna head back to the wall. Boom! A 2-run home run!
Hear Braves baseball on Carolina Country WCSL and The Boss WOHS.
Every weekend right here.
Welcome to Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown alongside the NASCAR legend. We're Charlie and Debbie.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought they were going to lose their girls to Carl Edwards. Have you ever seen Carl Edwards? When he first came around, I didn't know he had a shirt because he never seemed to have one on.
He can't even pay to hook.
It's Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown with Charlie and Debbie.
Friday afternoons at 3 p.m. on Carolina Country WCSL, online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Join us for our live Sunday morning worship services on WHS. It's the Sunday morning worship service from Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby, and on WCSL, it's the Sunday morning worship service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville.
You got to check it out. The Lithia Creek Tavern at the Lincoln Country Club. They have all your favorite beverages along with some great food, all kinds of sandwiches. Check out the breakfast items too, and check out their great weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 7 to 8 p.m. on Sunday. Book your event at the Lincoln Country Club, and for tea times, call the Pro Shop at 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club and Lithia Creek Tavern, both at 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Back Road Pickers in Falston announces their annual Spring Fling event this Saturday, April 5th from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. It gets bigger and bigger each year. Beardo Brothers Barbecue will be back. You'll find sales everywhere. Inside, over 45 vendors and 25 vendors outside. Don't miss it. It's the annual Spring Fling event this Saturday, April 5th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Back Road Pickers, 3949 Falston Waco Road, and check their Facebook page for more information.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with What'sUpShopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-host Keith Urban, who can't wait to hit the road.
I feel like a racehorse just sort of at the starting gate, just kicking at the stalls, trying to get out. I can see the track, and I'm like, oh, just let me at it.
That's Keith Urban this week on Country Countdown USA.
Wednesday at 1 p.m. on WCSL 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and KTCBroadcasting.com. Be ready for grass cutting season with a stop in at Boyd's Tire and Appliance and Boyd's Lawn and Garden in Clover. Only a short drive for big savings. Check out their line of Aaron's, John Deere, and Gravely mowers. Get 0% financing for 36 months on a new Gravely mower, but also special discounts on Gravely stand-on equipment. Plus Echo and Steel chainsaws, trimmers, and blowers. That's Boyd's Tire and Appliance and Boyd's Lawn and Garden, 124 South Congress Street in downtown Clover. Online at boydtire.net.
Join us for our live Sunday morning worship services on WHS. It's the Sunday morning worship service from Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby, and on WCSL, it's the Sunday morning worship service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're laughing about something in there. I don't know what they're laughing about. I just work here. I just push buttons, make sure they get on radio.
How you doing, JP?
I'm all right.
You're all right.
All right.
I'm about to do my breakfast. So.
How about if you want NASCAR Xfinity Series tickets for today's race, you can still call JP right now, 704-435-2845. 704-435-2845 in Darlington today. All right, this is a list of schools with the most seasons finishing below 500 despite having multiple NBA draft picks on their team. So you understand what I'm saying? Well, the School of Washington has had 7 seasons with multiple NBA draft picks on their team in which they finished below 500. California at 5, Georgia Tech 5, Georgia 4, Iowa State 4, LSU, and UCLA all with 4. That's an interesting. How you can do that, right, Terry? Duke had a problem doing that with Zion Williamson, didn't
Yeah, that's true.
But they don't got a problem right now. They're in the Final Four. They got Houston and Auburn and Florida SEC championship on the other side of the bracket. So far, any comments from? Well, I'll do a little refereeing here with Terry. We'll see what he says on this one. Let's go the basketball referee, Terry.
That's an offensive foul. I know it wasn't called, but it was offensive foul.
From that angle, I think it is. It may be, but from the other
push
angle,
off. See, he pushed completely off.
I know, Terry. I want to find the other angle. I'm saying from a defensive point of view. From the backside angle or the side angle, the defender put his chest into him first. He wasn't That you see the what I'm saying is he chest bumped him.
I understand chest bumping.
What I'm saying is
you
he blocked.
extended your hand.
I know, but that's after the chest bump.
That don't mean nothing. You're able.
Tom,
I'm gonna let you touch him
which
a
foul
little
comes
bit.
first? Which one should get called?
The foul that's first.
If I bump you, Tom, and you travel, what should the call be? A block or a travel?
If you bump me, it's a foul.
Okay, that's all right.
If
So
I travel,
this
then
guy,
bump you,
this guy,
then it's a
the
walk.
defender bumped him, and then the guy pushed off. I claim it should be, if anything, a defensive foul. Once I find the actual, replay. But there's a big argument about it in the game, but I always come down to it. If you're arguing about one call, then
that don't mean the game,
right?
You're right. But to a lot of people, it does.
I'm gonna find the other views of it because, like I said, I thought it was a defensive blocking foul to be honest, and that I know that'll make the Indiana people really mad about that. Of course, I won't be able to find it as soon as I type something. It's like magic. If it happens more than a day ago, it disappears. Do y'all do that? Let's see, Purdue, Indiana foul. All right, Tom, who you betting on this one?
All right. Well,
what's the bet?
After
saying?
Terry said Auburn's no good, the straight up bet, Kevin. All right, straight up bet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mine, our listeners, don't. You might want to bet the opposite because I haven't won a parlay in a while. But almost 6-1, Auburn and Houston both to win. $5 pays $34.50, Kevin. So that's not bad. And let's see what else. If you take the point spread, you get almost 3-1. You get 282, which is almost 3-1. $10 pays out $38.18. So what I'm hoping is I win both of those. So they straight up, but I also took the point spread, Auburn plus 2.5, which is kind of stupid to take 2.5 points in a basketball game. But Houston plus 4.5, that might make a difference. But if I was advising any of my fellow parlayers out there, I mean, it's pretty good odds, Kevin. You know, straight up paying 6-1. You know, if you got some money and you want to put a Franklin down on that, I think it's worth it. You know, I don't bet like because y'all make fun of the way I bet, but I do for fun. Like for mine, this is kind of like a little bit of
what the heck are you saying, Tom?
that if you're betting for fun versus betting to try to pay your bills, Terry, there's a difference.
Okay, all right.
There's a difference.
I'm just trying to make sure because you losing me over here.
Terry, if anybody loses anybody, anything you say loses immediately when you say it. Well, let's go ahead and say what you said off the air, that he said Auburn was no good. Can we talk about that for a little bit?
They are no good.
There he goes again.
Terry, that's a blocking foul.
There he goes again.
No.
That's a blocking foul.
Yeah, look at the feet are moving. The feet are moving.
He's going to a point over here. My guy's already there.
Watch it live, Tom, and tell me if it's a defender that chest bump his shoulder before the push off.
That's bang bang.
Oh, it's bang bang, but it's definitely not a charge.
Aesthetics. Okay, let me tell you, if I am that,
we're
see
moving
that,
and I go flying to the ground.
The official on the official.
That's
on
a
the
flop
left
if I've ever seen a flop.
side. So it was no call.
They didn't call no call. That's what I'd call. That's a flop. Don't flop. Play defense.
Okay, yeah, you know. That's a fair point. That skinny guy's not big enough to just throw you over there like Andre the Giant, you know. So he switches off. Yeah, he switched off.
You're talking basketball. Look, once his feet are beat. His feet are beat. You're not in front of him anymore. He's already crossed his legs over. His feet are beat. You're done. You're out of position. 1-2 steps over. You've already made contact now, trying to get back into position, which you never got back into position. And then now you want the push off. Sorry, Indiana fans. It ain't it.
So they didn't call nothing.
No, they call anything.
It's Purdue,
There you
not
go.
Indiana. Don't say Indiana fans. You're insulting them. It's Purdue.
What did I? Purdue fans, sorry.
Purdue is in Indiana, but
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Any other? Oh, how about this, Mr. Gambler? How about Michigan State with a sneaky cover? 78% of the bets were on Michigan State.
-3.5.
-3.5, Tom. It is Michigan State
and Ole Miss
up 5. Hit the computer.
Another one for Holloman.
Cuts it, makes it 6.
But it's effective.
Michigan State up 6 with how much time?
They just find a way.
4 seconds left.
Morrell
The
gets it
spread
in.
is 3.5. 78% have it on Michigan.
Morrell will fire at the horn.
Boom.
It goes down.
78% of the bettors just lost.
But that's not fixed, Kevin. That's just bad luck. He hit a half-court 3, Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin, it was a half-court shot.
It was not a half-court shot. It was the NBA 3.
Kevin, go roll it back.
Morrell gets it in.
Okay.
I know exactly where he shot from.
This right here is luck.
I mean, he's at.
I mean, the
okay,
ball hits the back of the rim and it just lays there and falls in.
That can't be.
I mean,
it's
that's luck.
I'm going to show you a YouTube video on magnets in the basketballs.
And see there? Florida, 58% chance to win today over Auburn.
Terry, at any point in the last
But there it is.
couple weeks, have we took any advice
There
that
you go.
you've said would have worked out well for us?
Mine was right last week. People asked me, they said, what do you think? And I said, Duke's length would stop Alabama, and it did. Alabama couldn't get three shots.
They blew the doors off him, man, in the second half. I watched first half. I'll tell you what, that Cooper Flag's good, man. I mean, he's good. And they got a couple other they got a couple others to go with him, but Flag kind of steals the show.
Well,
Alabama, the kid for Alabama that had 40 in the last game, I think had 2 points at halftime. So I was like, this ain't going well for them.
All right, then. Well, let's pick them. We've got 4:30 today. Like I said, KTC Broadcasting. Game starts at 6. Cover starts at 4:30. Florida and Auburn. $193 for the tickets in both of these in the Alamo Dome. Florida favored by 2.5 in this game.
Florida looks shaky. I watched that game. Gosh, who were they playing? Who did they beat to get there, Kevin? Who were they playing? I can't remember. But Texas Tech. That's right. It seemed like Texas Tech had that game on lockdown and just blew it. But there was one shot. I don't know. Did you see it, Terry? Did you watch that game?
Mm-hmm.
Where the Florida kid just dribbled out to the 3-point line, threw it up, didn't even look, and hit a 3 to take the lead. I'm like, okay, this is destiny.
Yep, step back.
Right. He never even looked at the goal. He never even looked at it.
So be smart, Tom.
So in this game, I like Auburn because Florida, I think, is shaky. I do have Auburn in my parlay. Pretty good odds on Auburn straight up. Only a 2.5 point underdog, Terry.
Okay.
So I like Auburn in a very mild upset.
Well, I'm going to go with 58% of America who says Florida's going to win. So I'm going to take Florida.
Give me the Tigers. The Big Ten had received 40 bids in the last 5 tournaments. Only 4 reached the Elite 8. 4 big teams have reached the Elite 8 in the last 5 tournaments.
Well, the SEC was so dominant this year. I'll give them credit. I mean, they were good. They got 2 teams in the Final Four.
Yeah, they'll have one in the championship.
Blue Devils and Houston. The Cougars Phi Slamma Jamma is back. Terry, what you got?
Oh, that's a no-brainer. Because that's all I've heard. This whole past week was Houston's defense. Okay, Duke plays defense too. Look what they did to Alabama, who scored 100 and some the game before. Matter of fact, they ended up game before scored 113 against BYU. But when they had to play Duke, everything changed on account of the length of how Duke players are so much bigger than everybody else's players. And when you have length that stops stuff, especially threes, and for Houston, what you going to do, bang them around on the inside? I think Duke can play with you, and Duke wins this one easily by 20.
It's 4.5 is the spread, right?
Yeah, he agrees with 58% of America, but doesn't agree with Vegas. I like Duke to win this game, although Houston is in my parlay because the odds were so good. It's worth taking a chance on Houston. So I think that Houston will win the game. Duke will win the game. But if I'm playing a parlay and I'm not being real aggressive, I'm putting Houston straight up in there, man. I think it's like 3-1, maybe a little bit more. Man, that's generous. Houston's a good team.
Houston beat Arizona by 8. Duke beat them by 7. If you want to compare
common opponents,
and very recent common opponents within 2 weeks of each other. Duke averages 83, Houston 74, Duke 49%, Houston 45, rebounds 38, 36, Duke 17, 12 assists, Duke blocks, Houston 4.5, Duke 3.5, steals more defense.
How can Houston keep Duke to less than 85?
If I would have told you, well, Duke averages 80 for Terry, I'll tell you what, I'll take that bet right now because Duke averages 84 and they're a good defensive team. Shouldn't they get less than that?
In the tournament, Duke has scored 93.
Yeah.
89, 100, and 85.
Take the over.
Yeah. Now you say that, Terry, you say that, and Duke held Alabama to 50 points less in the game from previous time.
Yeah.
So you'd have never took that bet. So
I would have took the bet on them to stop them because I keep telling people, when you play basketball, if my team is bigger, which every one of their players are, they're the biggest team in college basketball, and your length of these guys is way bigger, your whole shot has to change. You can't take ordinary shots. A three-pointer has to change. It has to have more of an up tip to it to get it off.
It's called an arc, not an
Yeah,
up tip.
it is. Yeah. Well, Tom, I know what I'm saying. But
you were just criticizing me for being confusing. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm just saying, when that happens, your whole game, and people talk about what's going to happen here, Duke can play defense. So
didn't say they couldn't. But Houston Cougars, 5-slam jabber, baby.
Calvin agrees with Terry. Duke by 20.
There you go.
Listen, Tom. Calvin is the biggest pessimist when it comes to his team in the history. How many championships have they won?
I'm not wrong. See,
and he's worried about Duke losing by 20.
Calvin's over there right now. He's almost a Duke Blue Devil fan.
No, he's a Duke hate watcher.
Okay.
He's a Duke hate watcher.
Does he watch him?
He'll watch him pull for the other team.
My daughter was home last weekend. We were watching. I said, "Man, this Duke team's pretty good, man. They're pretty good."
All right. When we come back, we got more to talk about. We got NBA, NFL, baseball, and more. I got a bunch of fun stuff today too. We got Masters coming up, golf. But we're gonna let this. This is, we do college. Is this shades of the Stanford band, Tom? Middle of the game. Granny.
That happens at West Lincoln.
I think it is at West. Look, do you call it travel owner? Grandma across the middle of the court, middle of the game. We'll be right back. KTCBroadcasting.com.
We have game.
And what's up, Doc? The Bunny with the Money is back again this year. You could be the winner of a $1,000 shopping spree at one of our local merchants. Register today at the Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, at Gage Pool and Spa on Union Road in Gastonia, at Cotton Seafood on the Gastonia Highway in Lincolnton, at Bruner's Automotive on East Main Street in Cherryville, at Parker Family Feed on the Carpenter Grove Church Road in Bellwood, at Innovative Pools and Designs on East King Street in Kings Mountain, at the Manatee Mexican Restaurant, Highway 150 West in Cherryville, at Parker's Farm Service on Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain, at Honda Motorcycles, Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, and at Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. The drawing will be held Friday, April 18th, so be sure to register for this year's Bunny with the Money. It's a gigantic closeout on last year's pool supplies at Today's Pro in Shelby. They've got to be sold to make room for new inventory. Prices have been reduced drastically. You can save up to 50%. All pool supplies, including pool chemicals, they've got to go. And for those backyard cookouts, remember Today's Pro does propane refills, and they carry Monessa and Empire Stove imports. That's Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at todayspro.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Not one, but two big truckloads of scratch and dented appliances have backed up and unloaded at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Two big truckloads of GE washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, and more. And now's the time to buy and save big, big money. Bring your truck and haul away the savings. From Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. They're on the right going down and on the left coming up.
Get up to $3,000 off select Polaris off-road vehicles at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell, or get financing as low as 1.99% APR for 36 months. But that's not all. Get up to $1,500 bonus bucks on new Honda Pioneer, Prowler, Talon models, and rev up the new year with the new Slingshot. Get $1,000 customer cash, or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months with no money down at Full Throttle Power Sports. 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
For 5 years, Final Plunge Plumbing has won the prestigious Community Choice Award for Gaston County. Final Plunge Plumbing is a full-service plumbing company, including water and sewer main repairs, water heater replacement, with names like Ream, State Select, Renai, and Navion. They provide upfront pricing, so there's no surprises when you get your bill. First-time customers receive 10% discount up to $500. Choose the best. Choose Final Plunge for your next plumbing job. Call 704-860-5589 or find them online at finalplunge.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Hey, we were just watching a video that was hilarious. I don't know if they realize that we're back yet, but I mean, I'll keep talking until they realize that we're back.
Well, JP, you do got a job. You can at least do that for just a minute.
That's right.
I enjoyed the
Talk
video
on
you
the
showed.
radio.
So, I mean,
I'm showing all kinds of fun videos and stuff here for Terry.
I was dying.
And Tom, and we've seen some fun stuff here today. Having a little fun here with KTC Broadcasting. If you are listening to the radio show, believe it or not, this is live on YouTube. You can tune in every Saturday and check us out, talk to us, and win some tickets and other stuff. I'm sorry, I was laughing at some of the comments and on some of these things that we've got going on here on our Twitter feed. You follow us at KTC Broadcasting, also on our Facebook. Let's see, Terry, this is we're talking a little basketball here. This is one of the things that I like to talk about when we've talked about before, is why point guards shouldn't be the leading scorer on your team. Isaiah, Magic, and Steph, the only point guards in NBA history to lead their teams in scoring and win a championship in the same season. And this is what we talk about. This is what maybe some will say the best shooter we've ever had. And this is what, when someone say, should he be playing point guard or shooting guard, this is the Allen Iverson thing for these 6'3 guys, 6'2 guys. You know, they shoot so much, but should they be playing point guard? This is what the type of work you have to do as a point guard, and why I say you probably shouldn't be the best scorer shouldn't be the point guard, Tom. So, like, you know, you dribbling up, you got guard here. Pressure, double team, pressure. Now someone else holding the ball. Now you got your best scorer passes the ball off to Draymond over in the corner, as opposed to someone, not saying Draymond, but a point guard, say Aaron McKee, like when he was in Philadelphia, looking for Steph coming off for that shot. And that's a lot of things that we get to. Like you're using a lot of energy just running the offense as opposed to being the leading scorer. And I remember Derrick Rose one time hit one of his comments, Terry, that it made me not a fan of him. He's a good basketball player. Don't think of that. He said, "I'm the point guard. I'm supposed to score. It's in the name." So that's what some people believe.
Yeah,
because the word point is in it. They're supposed to score points, not that they're supposed to lead from the point of attack. Is what it is. So children out there, it isn't the score point guard. Is not what it's supposed to. But that was very interesting, that video, showing Steph
like
having to work up
the
the court, and they don't got another ball handler.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, because I remember a few years back I might have mentioned on here I had a guard for me, and people say, well, she didn't do nothing against me, because that's all they look at. They look in your book and they say, well, she scored 2 points. Okay, but she had 13 assists. I mean,
right.
Come on.
Well, real quick back on that, as far as having another ball handler in basketball. So I had to play the 2 one time, and while I was playing the 2, and our point guard, Terry, against regular defense was okay. but he got a little pressure, couldn't beat the press, so I had to bring the ball up, pass it to someone else, and then go run around and get open again. And that's what like Steph's doing. I'm like, that just tears you out. Then you get back to the other court. Steph ain't even that good a defender anyway. Then you're asking him to guard somebody too and spend energy on that. It's a lot of work to be the ball handler, the scorer, and guard the other team's point guard. How about this? Since 2014, Carmelo Anthony has played more games than Joel Embiid. Carmelo's been retired for 3 years.
Joel.
How would you take him as a player though? Now, Embiid. I mean, he declines to play in some games. He wants to play in some of these zones, and I know you're trying to protect him until you get to the playoffs, and that's what we're doing with a lot of players now.
He can't be your main
man.
There's
no way he can, because you're going to lose games that he should be out there where you could win them.
You have to design your team around something else and hope he's the third part.
Yes.
Like if he was in Golden State and be the third part, or somewhere or LA or something like that, where he's the third part. Tom, we're going to show you some professional basketball offensive. You ready? This is our local hero, Draymond Green, with his professional basketball. Now, remember, a lot of people paid money for this. We'll get the volume going.
Well, anytime you get a generational type 25, 26-year-old like Luka Doncic, I mean, you're going to be playing for years to come with him. But the new edition.
What a move. So you got this move.
Luka Doncic, I mean,
he walked.
Then he airballed it. Airballed a floater. Then let's see. I got some more fun basketball. There was some bloopers this week. Where was I got one from the WNBA. This is a good one. I do know I have that one. And remember, they're going to go on strike if they don't get paid. So you got to remember that one too, Tom. So here's a highlight from action from this.
This is as good as it gets, huh?
Off the
Let's
backboard.
just watch this entire sequence.
Out for three. Air ball. Now the other team's going to give it a go, Tom. Let's see how they do. Over to the right. Drives. Another air ball. We saw 3 shots so far. We got 2 air balls and a backboard. Let's go for number 4. We're going to go down to the post. No, she's double teamed in the corner. And she's going to turn it over. And then the white team's going to go back the other side, and they're going to turn it over. So 5 possessions. We saw 2 air balls, a backboard, and 2 turnovers. All within that's 46 seconds of basketball. They're going on strike, Terry.
It don't matter.
But
going on strike.
We also have thrown the NBA on here with their basketball too.
I did just show you that one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I did. Yeah, you just missed Draymond. You put your head down with showing them, Tom, didn't
he? Draymond, he's okay.
All right, I got to highlight one of the greatest dunks in finals history.
The Heat have gone cold. Ginobili on the finish.
Wow.
Flushes it with the left hand.
Wow. He just shoves Ray Allen out of the way. Dunks on Chris Bosh. And in the meantime, Tom, where's the GOAT that's supposed to be guarding him? What's number 6? Isn't he the small forward, Terry? Is number 6 not the small forward for the Miami Heat? Or am I wrong on this?
LeBron.
Because I see Haslam. I see Bosh. I see Wade.
I don't
Ray
think
Allen.
none of them know who they got.
LeBron's number 6 has got Manu Ginobili. I know who he's got. Does he not?
Well, he's pointing.
He's pointing for somebody else to guard.
You
Ginobili.
get it. Yeah.
Cold. Ginobili on the finish.
And then everybody else got it.
Flushes it with the left hand.
Get that, Duncan. You're back there too watching.
Wow.
I love some Ginobili. All right. We got to talk about that in a minute. We'll get that later. NBA,
So the Masters doesn't
NBA.
start till next week.
Next week.
Stay off the Masters. We're on basketball.
I'm just asking.
Gosh, you're such a.
My God, let's call Chip. He'll let you know.
What did he? I thought he was going to call. All right. Cavs. All right, here we go. Steph Curry. Here's what another thing was talking about. Terry talked about defenses in the NBA. How are the Lakers going to stop teams on defense? Well, you got Luka out here. Watch Steph Curry manipulate this one.
All right, we're underway.
LeBron's on Curry now. Now watch this hell of a screen that, number 10 for Golden State sets on LeBron to keep him from fighting through, Tom.
To go in the third, and here.
It's a joke, isn't it?
Again,
It's a joke.
I want you to actually watch LeBron's defense on this whole play. This is supposed to be a Steph highlight. Watch LeBron's defense on this whole play. We're going to back off our man. We lose our man. Head to the basket. Terry, where's your back of your head supposed to be? To the basketball? Is that not fundamental 101?
I don't know what to say.
All right.
We do a fake deny. Then we let him catch the ball, right? He takes 2 dribbles. He don't get screened and switches.
Here comes Curry.
Now his man has snuck down to the block. LeBron is standing at the elbow. His man is on the block. Curry shakes Doncic, catching 3 dribbles. Then does a floater right in LeBron's face. How do they plan on beating them at all if they play them, Terry?
They're not.
He'll play defense in the playoffs.
But what about Luka that just got smoked in 2 dribbles?
There's a guy on the team that they've almost forgot on that team, and he's playing pretty good, and they got to have him if the Lakers are going to do anything, and that's Reeves. Reeves has to be a key figure for them.
But the boys are in trouble now that
you have nobody in the middle now. No Davis. That's what I'm saying.
Well, who's their perimeter the defender, Terry? Like, really, if you give the ball to Curry, he can go by LeBron, he can go by Reeves, and go by Doncic. Who's guarding him? Who's guarding Curry?
Luka's not guarding him at all.
That's what I'm saying. This would be like the Jordan problem. Which
That's
one
what
of y'all
I'm
guarding
saying.
Michael?
Yeah.
He's getting his 35. Y'all better not let Jimmy get 20.
I mean, that's what happened last year in the NBA Finals where Luka had to guard people, and Boston went right after him. Whoever got the ball, whether it was Brown, Tatum, or White, or, Holiday, or whoever, went right at him.
Can I tell you, Kevin, I know this is not really directly related to what you were saying, but, you've been talking all this Houston Rockets, made me think about Hakeem Olajuwon, and I had my kids do a little.
I got a Hakeem Olajuwon highlight. As you said it. Go ahead. You talk about it.
He's, okay. So he's making his leaders of Congress chart. So you got Mike Johnson as the Speaker of the House, and John Thune's the Majority Leader, And I said, find a picture of them so you know what they look like. And find a fact about them. John Thune played college basketball. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So he goes to Hakeem Jeffries, who is the minority leader. So I'm looking at his chart, and he loves basketball. No matter what you say, he makes like a basketball reference. Like if you say Charles, he goes, Charles Barkley? Like he's one of those kids. He's obsessed with NBA. So he turns in his chart, and for Hakeem Jeffries, guess who was there? And I told him, I said, Gavin, you might want to look at your picture. He goes, oh, I just Googled Hakeem. Came up and he put it in there. And I was like, Kevin would love that, would love it. Because as soon as I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh. He fixed it. I was a good teacher, Terry. I let him fix it and turn it back in. But that's who he had. Like he had him when he was young like that. He had that picture right there.
Did he have him as Akeem or Hakeem?
I can't remember.
Pre-Islam or after Islam?
I can't remember. But he had it. It was just I enjoyed that a lot because I looked at it. I'm like, wait a minute.
I've got last week was April Fool's, so I did have a couple of April Fool's things on here. This we can't show you the whole thing. This is a bit. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Barkley.
So you know exactly what J.R. Reed's going through in his
and Rick Mahorn and Muggsy Bogues and I think NBA Inside Stuff and everything, they conspire to do a fake trade with Jimmy Valancourt on TV, Terry. And this is part of it. I'm going to skip around a second. It's pretty good.
We went to Charlotte where Hornets point guard Muggsy Bogues played the point man for our practical joke on his buddy J.R. Muggsy invited J.R. over his house for dinner with his wife, Kim. J.R. was sitting back, relaxing, watching some TV when WCCB sports anchor Jerry Valancourt broke in with a special report. The story, a big trade involving yours truly and the Hornets, got JR's undivided attention. Earlier in the day, we had cameras in the bookcase and the fireplace to catch all the action.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Valancourt. We interrupt your regular programming for this Sports Talk Sports exclusive. Rumors have been circulating throughout the NBA of some deals that might be taking place. Well, Sports Talk has verified a big one. Rick Mahorn will become a Charlotte Hornet. What? This was learned about 20 minutes ago. But in return, the Hornets will be giving up their #1 draft pick from last year from the University of North Carolina, J.R. Reed. That's correct. This rumor has been verified. We have verified it with the front office from Philadelphia as well as Charlotte. J.R. Reed will go to Philadelphia. Rick Mahorn will come to Charlotte.
Oh, man, get out of here.
At the top of the hour. This has been a Sports Talk.
You call my mom, man. No, that. What?
You call my mom.
That'll work.
JR was happy. He thought he was going to New York. He said, that'll work. So Muggsy and them, they, do a little bit more. This is hilarious. Watch Mahorn and Barkley, them talking about it.
You think JR will fit in here in Philadelphia?
Only way I think he can fit in if they put a shoehorn and let him get between the lines or something, let him get through. But right now, I just really can't talk about it too much.
Thanks.
He's pissed off. Things like that. Player, but the Sixers really got a bad trade right now. I feel that when they get JR, he's a talented player, but he can't hold the line. He can't do the things that I can do. I'm just really disgusted with the whole thing. And what are they going to call him, bump and rump now? Things like that really upset me.
Who do you think got the best of this trade?
I think Charlotte has the best of the trade because I'm going to Charlotte and going to be a proven player. I have to really worry about J.R. Reed because I don't think he's that tough.
You think JR will fit in here in Philadelphia?
Young kid and I'm bummed.
Now Barkley.
It's terrible. I just can't believe it. It's terrible. It's terrible. Rick is thumping, I'm bumped. I thought we were going to be great together for a few more years. Now they bringing this young kid in. I don't know.
Who do you think got the better end of the deal, Charlotte Hornets or the Philadelphia 76ers?
Well, I think Charlotte probably, got the better. And they're getting an experienced veteran forward, and we're getting a little kid who's not ready yet.
All right, Charles, we know you're very upset. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to us.
You're welcome. Just a bad trade. Sorry.
You gonna cry.
J.R. Reed can reach his full potential playing in Philadelphia. We will have more details on this Sports Talk exclusive right after this message.
They got him sitting there, and then they come back.
He's on
Watch this.
I think, just always something about
J.R. Reed during his first year here as a Hornet. Muggsy Bogues had this reaction to the trade.
Just always something about JR. He's always late to practice. There's always something that about his car is always.
They got
in
this
the
comment
shoes.
on the news.
And,
He's supposed to act like he didn't know about it.
We just need to get this behind us and move on and get a veteran player like Rick Mahorn.
Pretty good though. JR thought he was traded, and Barkley was in on.
God, that's got to be late '80s there, man. When
No,
did
JR was 89. Was it when it wasn't when he was drafted? 89 or 90?
Somewhere in that range.
It was one of those.
Yeah,
Tom, I remember it because they announced the draft pick during a Legion game up here at Cherville, and I was like 6 or 7, and the crowd went crazy because the Hornets were getting J.R. Reed. He's a Tar Heel, so that was actually a really, really big announcement.
And that's when back I remember J.R. Reed left a year early.
Oh yeah,
and that's when that was a big deal.
Oh,
he's leaving a year early. Oh my goodness,
All right, let's switch over. Well, how many more breaks do I got, JP? Give me a number. Okay, we're gonna switch over from that to let's do. You want baseball or football, Tom? Let's do football, and then we'll do golf and baseball to end it. Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna go over to some football right now. As we switch over, I gotta find my news and fun stats on football. Oh yeah, Tom. Otto Graham has now the most championships in NFL history. Did you see the announcement?
They recalculated it.
The NFL includes stats now from 1946 to 1949, the All-American Football Conference in the official records. This means the Cleveland Browns now have more titles than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow. I saw a meme on...
Here you go, Tommy. There's Otto.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady, by the way. His 7 championships.
Oh, my gosh. Otto Graham in a leather helmet. That's awesome. Well,
means the Browns were the first team to finish with an unbeaten and untied season as well. Browns went 15-0 for their third title in a row, 5 straight championships between 46 and 50.
yeah, they used to dominate back, post World War II. So it's kind of most of those fans are dead. So most fans are like me that are just the modern miserable. What are they doing now, fans? I'm
glad they got fans, Tom.
Because, shut up.
Had to get your Travis Hunter jerseys on, boys.
I'm telling you. You know what, Kevin? I was a fan of Abdul Carter. And then, I thought about what you said and getting the lockdown corner, getting somebody who could play 10 snaps on offense, getting a very versatile player who's going to be a starter and immediately contribute versus Cam Ward. I don't know. A lot of people have fallen in love with Cam Ward, but it may be because he's the only girl left at the club at 2 a.m. You know what I mean? It's because there's not really a lot of quarterbacks in this draft.
We had, as we went, Dallas Cowboys, Terry, Tom, had Kevin Smith was our number 1 corner. Larry Brown was our number 2 corner. Larry Brown wins the MVP of the Super Bowl for getting 2 picks in the second Super Bowl.
Yep.
He leaves. We still have our number 1 corner. What did we do? Because the next year we got beat by another number 1 corner. Because San Francisco brought Dion in, shut down Irvin, and then we turned around and took Dion from them, and now we had 2 number 1 corners. So my whole thing with the corner is it's not even that it's Travis Hunter, it's a shutdown guy. And this is me being a DB's guy. You're throwing 3, 4, 5 wide receivers after every play. I can scheme away from a defensive end if I have to. If he doesn't get a sack this play or he doesn't make a tackle this play, he falls down this play. Does the other team score a touchdown? Maybe, maybe not. But if that corner falls down this touchdown, it falls down this play, it's touchdown. He has to be perfect every play. And I'll take that guy that has to be perfect every play. That's why I was leaning towards.
Yeah, I mean,
DBs.
I just hope if I could be an Andrew Berry whisperer, just take Travis Hunter.
Real quick, watch this,
but if I'm Tennessee, I'm taking it.
Yeah, Terry. And this is my hypothesis. Cowboys ain't won because they ain't replaced Darren Woodson.
Maybe.
Who's their Roy Williams is their best safety since Darren Woodson. He couldn't guard anybody in this room. He could tackle anybody. But who's our best safety since Darren Woodson? Can you name? I can't. We got that kid, the dude from Seattle for 2 or 3 years when he was in his 30s. But other than that, name one safety that picked off a pass in the past 25 years for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if I can.
I'm sure
not name Roy
That's
Williams.
A good question.
Thank you. So I'm saying, you never replaced what should be a Hall of Fame safety running the DB. Everybody talks about Dion. He won 1 championship with them. That safety won 3 with Kevin Smith and Larry Brown and the rest of them out there. And Dallas
and he's
still
not in the Hall of Fame.
It's the stupidest thing ever.
What they say that Cleveland's playing mind games with Tennessee by bringing in Ward for a private workout. So we're trying to make you think we might draft him, so you better draft him so we don't. So I mean, it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. I just hope just now if Hunter's not on the board, because who you taking number 1 overall in this draft, Kevin? I'm taking Travis Hunter, right? He's the best player in this draft, right? Carter. Who else would you take? Offensive tackle. I know there's a good offensive tackle, and it seemed like they're talking about one going in the top.
No, it's a quarterback or Hunter for me.
Well, you've always been against quarterbacks number 1 overall.
No,
you've
not
always
number 1.
been
number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
But it's Cam Ward.
That's why I don't. That's why I'm saying I don't know. I've never seen him play enough to.
I'm sure that
Cowboys got a new quarterback this week.
Who'd they get?
Joe Milton.
No, I didn't know that.
Just traded for him. Is Lance still on the team too?
Yeah, he's still part of the
Right now, the only quarterback on the Cleveland Browns roster is Kenny Pickett.
Tom, I've got good news for you, or more news. I know I like that. This one word.
So let me think, Tom. Y'all come up to pick. and Hunter's out there to pick,
You get him.
or Carter's out there to pick, and you're going to take Hunter.
Yeah, I probably not, especially because since you
Carter can be another Parsons.
Yeah, but you've already signed Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Hunter's definitely the pick.
You've already signed Myles Garrett, and you got Denzel Ward when he's healthy. He's
Why
one
would
of the best.
Why wouldn't I want to put somebody on the other side to help him? Our defense.
Did I not just talk for 2 minutes trying to explain that, Terry?
I know what you're saying, but I'm still.
But Terry, I also see
Terry, who's the defensive end opposite of Charles Haley?
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I'm not going to get an answer. Name
Yeah.
the defensive ends for Dallas in the 3 Super Bowls, Terry. Not name Charles Haley. Name me one more. They
Not
won
the
3.
point. It's not
Yes,
the
it is the
point.
point. You're talking about drafting somebody that's going to be a no-name player versus Deion Sanders.
Carter is a name player.
Yeah, he's already injured.
He's still a name player.
He ain't made a tackle in the NFL yet.
See, but what Terry's saying to give, it's hard to you gotta kind of flesh out what he's trying to say. But if you now have to double Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter, is Abdul Carter going to be good enough to be doubled every play, though, Kevin? See, that's another question. Are you going to have to double him? You're going to double Myles Garrett. You might triple Myles Garrett. Are you going to double this kid, too?
If the guy's wide open running down the sideline, who cares?
Well,
if I'm the quarterback, you let him free. Let him free. If you ain't got nobody guarding the DB, whoop-de-doo.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to let Myles Garrett free.
Whoop-de-doo. Touchdowns all day. You ain't got no DBs.
Oh, yeah, but what I'm saying is Terry values the D end more. And then the more I think about it, that I think that, man, if I got Ward on one side and I got Hunter on the other, I'm pretty good. You know what I mean?
When Dallas was winning, you had
I got something for you.
Lawrence on one side, Parsons on the other, and Dallas was winning 12 games a year. When all of a sudden
that's
Lawrence,
the reason.
That's
the reason.
Lawrence got hurt this past year, look what happened. Micah gets hurt too.
And
so
you're
you have to take both of them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In 266 career games, Julius Peppers, maybe the all-time one of the best defensive ends ever, had 159 sacks.
That's a lot of sacks.
That means he played, Tom, that means he played 166 games. He didn't have any sacks.
Okay,
that's 10 years, Terry.
How many incompletions did he force?
Okay, that's fine. But if I told you, you draft a guy number 2 overall, number 1 overall, and for 10 years, he's not going to have one sack. That's what I mean by defensive ends. You can do different things with them. That's not his first 10 years, but he's got 166 games without doing nothing.
No, that's not true. You can't say he did nothing. You can't say that
he hurried a lot of
QB
passes.
pressures don't matter.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. He did a little bit, but
how many sacks did somebody else get that they wasn't going to have?
Terry,
I mean,
that's 10 years of no sacks.
But
10 years.
If he's double teamed and somebody else gets a sack, that's just Kevin.
He played 17. What I'm saying though, guys, y'all are worried about blocking a guy, and I'm worried about the guy guarding the guy who's going to catch the touchdown. Guard that guy.
See, but he does this. This is the way he presents his facts. Like he just presents, well, he only had these many sacks, so he assumes that if he did not have a sack, he did nothing.
In
it's not true.
Dallas and San Francisco both had Deion. Both of them was secure on one side, where your safety could move over to the other side and help. But that other side that's where the passes were going, or to the tight end over the middle. So they still stuff there. You might shut down that over there, but I guarantee Carter's going to make more of a difference for that team.
Who was the defensive ends
than
on
you
the 94
think,
49ers,
especially
Terry?
with Garrett on one side. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Who's the defensive ends for the 94 49ers?
That's all I got to say.
Who are the two?
Say no more.
Kevin, who are the two cornerbacks?
For who? The 49ers?
Mm-hmm.
The 94 Deion Sanders
and who else?
Merton Hanks was your safety.
So I give him credit. Who's the other corner?
Dana Stubblefield was on their line.
He doesn't know.
Ken Norton Jr. was their middle linebacker.
Yeah, that's right. Well, at least you do know a lot of the defensive players. Yeah. But I'll say this, Kevin. I agree with you on the corners. I disagree I think you're devaluing the D end too much.
Defensive ends take plays off and don't even play. How many corners walk over on the sideline and sit down for a minute while Jerry Rice is running out there? Have you ever seen that? Once.
They
Julius
do. They
Peppers
do
is
rotate.
famous
They do
for taking plays off.
They rotate.
No,
They
they'll
rotate.
also, Terry, if it's a run play, the other opposite end, what does the defensive end usually do? Stand there.
It's on some.
Thank you.
I'm on some.
Julius Peppers stood there
but,
for 10 years.
Yeah, but and
he's the best. I'm
but
not
is a
saying
corner, but
Terry,
Terry, that being said, does a corner get the piss beat out of him, double team the
I know.
three previous
That's what I'm
plays?
saying. And so here's what I keep going back to.
Well,
because
why you don't care? Because
you take
you're not
Micah
getting beat
Parsons
up.
not to be.
That corner's not getting beat up every play.
The best athletes in the world are cornerbacks.
You take Micah
That
Parsons.
is true. That I'm not going to say it's not.
And who's
I
the
agree
only
with that.
other
I'm
guy
taking.
who
I
had
just
as
don't
many-
agree. I don't agree
Well,
with the
I don't know.
complete discount.
What, Terry?
I'm
of the
trying to figure
defensive
out because when we say Carter is almost another Micah Parsons, and then we start putting them together, thinking of who's had the most sacks in a 4 or 5 year company, only Reggie White. So there's a big difference. You already saying if Carter is another Parsons, why would you not take him?
But you
why
don't
are you gonna
know.
take a
You
corner?
don't know if
you
he
don't
is.
know that. That's
But
right.
this-
But you don't know
Kevin,
whether
why do you
Hunter.
take- okay.
You don't know whether
This
Hunter's
was
going to
his-
be a number one stop on the corner.
Terry, this was his first year at DN. Am I wrong? I thought they had him at linebacker, and they moved him
I
to
have
DN
no
this year. I
idea.
think it was his first year at DN.
Who?
Parsons.
Parsons moves everywhere.
Yeah, he's played everywhere.
He's,
He's kind of played
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah, he's kind of played everywhere.
Yeah, they can move him in any
I don't know,
position.
man. I don't know. I think Parsons is a good player. If they pick him, I'm not going to be upset. But I
don't think you're gonna lose either way.
I don't think you're going to lose either way. But
No.
I like Hunter, and you're talking about butts and seats. You know what I mean? We're talking about jerseys. I think that excitement. Who needs some excitement more than Cleveland? Yeah. Who's going to get the fans excited?
The only problem
more
I
than
have
Hunter?
with y'all
I
is
like-
at the front, y'all picking. Does Tennessee need a quarterback? Yes, they do.
Oh, please,
Does
Tennessee.
Cleveland?
Please
does
pick
Cleveland need a quarterback? Yes, they do.
Yeah, but I'm not going Cam Ward. I might be wrong. Cam Ward might be a Hall of Famer. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I know how to evaluate quarterback talent. I'm not. Just based on others, there's a lot of who's the guy who likes the old women, the Jets. Zach who?
Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Okay, you got Zach Wilson. Who's the guy? Levis. Is that what's his name?
Will Levis.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of those can we name? That didn't make it out. And Darnold took 7 years. I mean, how many of these guys do we have to name that it didn't work out? I'm just saying the odds are longer. I can put Hunter in my starting lineup. Can I put Cam Ward in my starting lineup? I could, but I don't know if I want
Hunter
to.
can return punts, too.
What's that?
Hunter can return punts,
I mean,
too.
that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
It's like I want somebody who's going to help me right now.
I stand by the statement that I laid out on you last week. This could come about. Let me reiterate what I did here originally in case you weren't with us last week. Dallas and Cleveland would make a deal. Cleveland would get Dak Prescott. Dallas would get Newsome. And the 33rd pick, that's the first pick in the second round. Now, if there's anything else involved in the deal, I don't know about that. I was not told that. I was not informed about anything else. There could be, for all I know. It's not the second pick in the draft. The Browns would keep that.
So Newsome in the second round pick for Dak Prescott, Tommy.
The money won't work. I mean, this is just them throwing BS out there because they need something to talk about, Kevin. This isn't serious.
Yeah,
That's what he got from a person in the front office.
What this guy?
Yes, what he talked about last week. That's what I showed you last week.
Look,
he's got people in the insiders in the front office.
I think Andrew Berry went to Harvard. All right, math it out, Andrew. Show me how you're gonna pay for it, and then I'll believe you. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Kevin, this math on his contracts, I'm not gonna say I'm an expert on it. But a lot of folks say the math don't math, Kevin. Not with Deshaun Watson's contract on there. And what is Prescott? Similar to Watson's, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more. The math don't math. You can't have Watson's contract and Prescott's contract. And plus, what kind of hits Dallas going to take if they trade him? They'll take a huge hit. It's just
we don't have a
it's
quarterback.
Now, Kevin, if it was like straight up and it didn't matter, the money didn't matter, I like it. Because now you got a guy who could start. You got a guy who's going to help you immediately, and you lost Greg Newsome, who's a slot corner. He's not bad.
How can you
he's
believe
not bad,
that?
but it's and they would give him what else? The second round? Newsome in the second round for Prescott.
That's why he said.
I take it. I would take it.
That's good for y'all.
I would take it if the math would math. It's not going to on that.
If they're going to do
It's not
that,
going
then
to
Dallas
on
has got to have that second round pick.
It's
second
fine,
pick.
but Terry,
We gotta have that.
Terry, it's all a moot point.
Oh, I know. I'm
The
with
math
you.
don't matter.
I'm with you. But I mean,
it's just.
and then they saying Cleveland's not going to give up that second pick. I'm like, the heck? If we're going to give you Dak, you better give up the second pick.
I mean, I would say Dak's worth a 1 or a 2, even because how many guys can start in the NFL, Terry? You know what I mean? How many guys
I'm gonna be
can
honest
start
with you.
in the NFL?
In the NFL, Tom, if we sat here and we counted, there's only good 10, 12 good quarterbacks. The rest of them are
That's
trash.
what I'm saying.
The rest of them are trash.
There's 32 starters, but how many can start in the NFL? Really.
That's what I'm saying. 12.
So, I mean, I don't think there's 32 guys on the planet who can really be starters and really be impact players.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, it's a tough way to make a living. And you got one of the 12 that could start.
Yes.
You get him, but the math don't matter.
All right, some rules. NFL tweaks the hip drop tackle a little bit more, allowing for more fines. One thing I hate about anything in the NFL, the one thing I hate about the NFL is that they fine defensive players for penalties. Make penalties worse. It's a stupid. Offensive players don't get fined for penalties. How many times Larry Allen got fined for holding? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's a penalty or it's not. Why are you taking money from people? And more likely than not, the defenders aren't the ones that are making a lot of money. It's not those aren't the guys getting it. It's the second guys. That
There's
drives
another
me crazy.
thing too that I love when we mentioned that. I'm glad what you said about holding. When Martin Daggum retired, he had only been caught for 7 holdings in his whole career. Think of that. For an offensive line, what the heck?
Also, the only 2 teams voted to change the one that I liked, the third and long, the defensive holding penalty to automatic first down. So
they did change that, yeah.
No, they didn't change it. 28 teams. Everybody says they like how it is. So 3rd and 75, you accidentally bump into a receiver, it's first down.
Illegal contacts.
Dumbest things. I hate this sport.
Well, the reason why is because they want more scoring. That's why.
It's never worked for him, has it? It's still 23 points a game. How about Luke Kuechly telling you when he knew he was going to retire?
When was retirement starting to come into the fold?
End of that 2019 season. Because you just clip a guy and you're like, dang, it wasn't like, you used to just go smack dudes and have no issues. And I would go hit a guy and I'm like, it didn't really feel great. And so then once you make the decision in your mind,
you're done.
I'm not all the way in it. Once mentally,
were you starting to think about it a lot in 2019?
Yeah, the last game of the year, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. So
that's when you made your decisions. That last game of the year
after. So it was week 16. So obviously week 17 is last week. Week 16, I remember being like, probably done.
And that's one thing. If you're not 100% willing to put your head in there and hit somebody, Terry, that's not the.
Yeah, you're wanting to hold up
You've
instead of finishing.
You've got to go 100%. Yeah. It's not a sport you can't go 100%.
Because you're going to get hurt.
How about Saquon Barkley talking about his welcome to the NFL moment?
Foul. Were there any moments that stand out in your memory?
I kicked a little bit at the end.
Yeah,
okay.
right. I think it heard you talking a little bit.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story. Julius Peppers, obviously unbelievable talent. My rookie year, we had a play. I broke it outside and kind of got blown dead. I think it was a flag on it. And he had me right here, had by my shoulder pads. And I'm like, he's trying me. So I went like this. I tried to hit his arm down and didn't move. And I tried to hit it again and didn't move. And then I'm looking at him like, all right, bro, come on, let me go. And then that's when I realized that there's a difference between grown men strength and being strong in the weight room. And yeah, that was probably my most humbling moment of my life, not just on the football field, but as a man too.
This dude is not gonna let go.
People don't realize how big Julius Peppers really is. He's 6'7". He's not. Remember, he's playing power forward and dunking on people in college. It's not he's like a Aaron Donald 5'10". If you saw them difference between each other.
And just like he talks about grown man strength. there are men like that. They're just like
Oh, yeah.
naturally, if they grab you, you know somebody grabbed a hold of you. So yeah, I definitely.
That's Andre's saying is that don't let me get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Just don't let me get a grip on you. If you,
Or
you
like
better-
when-
he said he tells people you better knock me out. Just don't let me get my hands on you. How about? All right, Thomas, what you or Terry?
How's
what
it
you
going?
wanna-
Good. What's the damage? Free. Free. Well, what about for this?
Yep.
Free as well.
Yep.
Free. All of it free. You want some nachos? Yeah. Free too. All free. All free. Free.
Hot
Can I
dog?
get 50 of
Free?
these? Yeah. Free. Free. What about a drink? All of it. Free. Free. Have 2 drinks. Drinks? Whew. And a hot dog. Yeah. Hot dog's free too? All free. There you go. Free. Free. Sweet.
That's right, Till Nation. This fall in Brooks Stadium, every fan, every game, always free. Free concessions, popcorn, nachos, hot dog, fountain drinks, and water for every fan this fall. Come out to Brooks Stadium, get your tickets now, and cheer on the Shots. Go Shots.
Now, I didn't know
Tom,
they
that's
called
where that's where I'm taking my people.
Yep. The shot to clears.
I mean, think how much money you just now saving. Yeah, you're gonna pay an upcharge maybe a little bit, but not much to offset what you're getting ready to get for free.
I wonder if they have to have like a coupon to get something. You know,
You have to have an app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can come back. I read you come back as many times as you want.
Sure
or whatever.
can.
But there is an app that's going to keep track of everything and see how much everybody is getting everything. I didn't know it was the chance or how do you say that? The chance.
The chance.
It was awful.
Fall. Come out to Brooks Stadium, get your tickets now, and cheer on the Shots.
The Shots. Is the N silent, or is that a Southern? He just skipped the N. I know he's not French. I want to know exactly.
Why don't you
Get your tickets now
What is
and
it?
cheer on the Shots. Go Shots.
He
Sounds
says
like shots.
That's what he's saying. Shots.
Y'all are besides this idea, you're the absolute worst school in America. This is the only thing that's ever good come out of Myrtle Beach, Tommy. You like the free hot dogs and chips and whatever?
I would say charge the adults and the kids eat free. That's the way I would do. Let the kids eat.
Guys can't even get a free hot dog on Tommy. How about NC
This
State?
box, man, came from North Carolina State. Holy cow, it's heavy. Glad I bring a knife to work now. My
So if you
wife
don't
was
know, all
asking me
the
why I was
schools
taking a
send goodie boxes.
steak knife to work.
Sounds
and
like
I said,
John Green.
That is John Green.
I'll talk to you later, honey.
But I'll kiss it up.
Anyways,
There's NC
North
State
Carolina
kissing up to
State.
John Green.
This is a proud program. Dave Dorn, head football coach.
That's 5 minutes of him trying to get in that box.
That's what I'm saying. What kind of?
They got him some helmets, some other stuff. They gave him a black matte helmet, Terry. I would want the white classic one with the wolf. I mean, I love y'all's logo. I think it's the best logo probably in college sports. But it's I don't know why they wouldn't give you the white one with it on it anyway. So there's John. I don't know if we're gonna get to any baseball. Let's see if I got any.
Well,
let me
the
get some
Guardians went out to San Diego and got swept.
golf notes here since we're going to the Masters next weekend.
Braves finally won a game, huh?
Yeah, Braves win. Braves win. Braves win.
I'm going to see them play the Cardinals in a
10
couple
to nothing.
weeks. All right,
That's just mean.
What about this chip?
That's wicked. Boys.
From about
Oh, that looks good.
70
Got to
out.
get up. Oh, he did it again.
Terry.
That's just mean. That's wicked.
I mean, that green's probably 40
Get him
yards
smoking
long. He
the
hit it
stove.
30 yards
Going
up.
all the
hit
way
the
back
hill,
to him.
and it rolled back 80 yards back to him. He didn't even have to move, Terry.
Look at that. Let's try this again. Look at that.
Look at all those divot marks in the same spot. Hey, you better swing like a man when you're hitting chips, right? If you, that's terrible. Baseball. Hockey. Is this
Best
a go?
look at it. Climbs them at the numbers.
The ice is no goal. The play is under review.
Oh boy! On that angle, I don't know if it is over the line. It looks like he caught it.
Ended up calling no go.
This is going to give us our best look.
Tom, you're the soccer expert. What do you think?
Well, if it's like soccer, the puck has to completely cross the line, and if you can't tell, then it's not.
How about this? This is a good one. Here's a trick for the folks. You know what he's doing, Terry? he's taking cap guns shots, and he's taping them to the back of his golf balls. And so when he hits it, they're going boom, and everybody around him at the driving range on the course, y'all, are looking at him like he just hit the biggest shot of. Probably only like 200 yards, but that's what you're hearing. Cap gun
How about that?
ammo taped to the golf ball and hitting it.
Yeah, them people over there jumping. Like, what the crap? Holy shit.
That's when you sneak it in, Terry. When they ain't looking, everybody's still in their car. Let me go up here and I'm run this up here.
That's so
pop
fun.
this thing.
They still have the old
You can buy
tape.
the exploding golf balls. Is that what you're about to
They
say?
have the old tape where you used to have like one cap. Remember the little paper tape you used to have?
All right. Any other news and notes you guys want to bring up or anything? I got a bunch of stuff I never got to.
Next Friday we will have KTC broadcasting. I want to say that it's, gosh, is it Burns and Shelby? I have to double check. We will have a broadcast, WOHS broadcast. Cherryville 92.9 will be on a broadcast. So high school baseball next Friday.
Most leads or co-leads after one of the first 3 rounds. Honor Palmer, 14, had 4 wins. Jack Nicholas, 13, had 6 wins. Gary Player, 8 leads, 3 wins. Spieth, 8 leads, 1 win. Floyd, 8 leads, 1 win. Rustin Rose, 7 leads, no wins. Sam Snead, 6 leads, 3 wins. And the greatest front runner of all time and never come back until they fix it for him and the guy hit 9 balls in the water, Tom, Tiger Woods. Every time he ever had a lead, he's only had a lead in 5 rounds, and he won all 5 rounds. Wow. The greatness of Tiger only had a lead 5 rounds. That was after 5 third rounds. Never led after first, second, none. Go ahead, Terry.
All I was going to do is say in the Central Time, we're back to what we had last year at the end of the season. Tigers, Guardians, and Royals are all 3-4, all at the top of the American League Central.
They're all terrible.
Yeah, they're not good. And again, for the people, the Braves did beat the Marlins last night 10-0 to get their first victory.
What's their record now?
5.5 and 1-7.
Keep it as long as they don't start winning when I get down there to watch the Cardinals win. That's when they'll win 3 straight.
Well, they said anybody who started 0-7 has never made the playoffs.
Watch this though. The Braves at 0-7 have a 33% chance to win the division.
I know, but think
the
of that.
Padres at 7-0 only have a 5% chance of winning their division.
Well, if they play the Guardians more, they're
Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
0-7, 33% chance to win it. 7-0, 5%.
Well, we're going to find out because they said when they were 0-7, nobody's never made the playoffs.
All right, Terry, we didn't say it. Who's your national champion Sunday night?
Monday night.
Oh,
Monday night, Duke Blue Devils.
Tommy. Houston for me. I got Auburn there, and I'll let Charles Barkley celebrate national championship on TV.
And then you took Duke, Houston. But you're saying Houston.
All right, pick for the Masters. Anybody?
Pick for the Masters. Ooh, I'm gonna go back with Scheffler. I think he'll win it.
Dark horse, Tommy Fleetwood.
I am going to go with.
Sometimes pressure gets to you. So you got to be somebody who can play under pressure.
Go ahead with Tiger.
John Rahm for the championship. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
KTCBroadcasting.com.